heads.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was rewatching that shit, bro. I was like, yo, is that no clan? It's like some people from the fucking Game of Thrones. They like live behind the wall and they're savages and shit. They have the same kind of scars. And shit.
Also, I feel like sending the citizens out might be beneficial to them in some other way. I just can't really think of what exactly right now.
I was
What about like ousen? I think someone said this before though, but like ousen using the citizens to force Roboku to open up Rotsubi for them and to establish their supplies.
What you're gonna send? You're gonna send the citizens from Gil back to Retsubi?
And telling you,
No, he'll threaten them with the Kanki army. They're all gonna die unless you open up Retsubi for me, and you also just go wherever.
Yeah, that could
and
work. I was thinking of something like that.
Yeah, that's cool if that happens. And
Works.
I like tie everything together. But that's kind of whack because Kanki ain't gonna do shit but be a threat. Like, oh boys, can't be having that for the best
like Trippy said, fodder patrol, man, relegated to fodder patrol.
I mean,
the real niggas out here in Shukai.
I've been fighting this shit for 2 years and a half, bro. And like, if it ends up like that, I'm like, I'm dropping this shit.
Kanki had the best job, honestly. He had the easiest job. He just had to sit there.
Yeah, but like, you see all these moments where Kanki's laughing or thinking or something, like, I feel like that's all brooding into something, but it could just be nothing. He's like enjoying the carnage and shit. And
if I told Draco like 2 years ago that Eiko was gonna be 1v3ing 3 legends and like 1v2ing 2 legends in a fight while Kanki's just sitting there on fodder patrol, he would not believe me, bro. You'd be like, you're fucking insane, bro.
I would have told you all my fucking like headcanon I have for the best feat in Kingdom, bro. Getting him to the city.
Yeah, Draco, like, during the beginning of this arc, he was telling me, Kanki's gonna get the best feat in Kingdom, bro. Taking Gil is gonna be the best feat. I was like, bro, you're fucking crazy.
I mean, like, I don't know if honestly, you said all that, but after
honestly,
I fucking
Shin is creeping up on, like, top 3 in achievements in this war.
Who?
Shin.
Oh, Shin?
My man bagged 2 generals, made himself the wing commander, you know what I'm saying, and rallied everybody on that critical day, and now he's doing, like, yo, Shin put in work.
Yeah, definitely.
And then if he kills Gyoun and or Hoken again, like that, bro, that's...
I don't think Shin's been like top 3 feats wise.
I can't. I thought you were Gyoun fan.
I don't think Shin's been like top 3 feats wise, but I feel like achievements, like based on the way they scale him, like I think he will get top 3.
Yeah, that's what, I'm talking about like award ceremony type.
He's gonna be in a ceremony. I feel like him, Moten, and Ohan are gonna get the like now they call 3 people. It's gonna be like ousen, someone else, probably a Tawa, and it's gonna be them 3 together.
Bro, I do not want to see fucking Heki there. I'm dreading that moment.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. This is gonna be the first time. This is gonna be the first time. This is gonna be the first time that we actually see Heki get acknowledged during the award ceremony.
I don't think he gets acknowledged directly. It's like, yeah, Tawa gets acknowledged, right? And she's like, I couldn't have done this without insert Heki. And like, everyone looks like,
Shin's gonna be like, Heki, bro, you went in, bro, good job.
Yeah, not for nothing. They might bypass Shotanwa. They might bypass Shotanwa and give that to Heki because he killed the Kwang.
Relax.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Please.
You know how politics work.
I mean, Heki's feed is better than your Tawa, I mean.
That shit was awful.
It was, bro.
As far as ever done.
That's how the court might see it. That's how the court might see it.
Yeah, cause they like the way they scale it is weird. Cause ousen like came in clutch in Sanyo, but he didn't even get any achievements.
Nope. He was the whole reason they won.
You might be right on that point. But Kaz, why do you hate Gyoun? I thought that was your boy. What happened?
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Like, you changed
bro, he's giving up the fucking war. He's fucking still sucking RSG's dick, like, bro. Like, get out of here, man.
Yo,
you, bro.
He's part of the suicide duo for a reason, my nigga.
Honestly.
Hey, look at this shit, right? RSJ let those 8 niggas kill them. He saved Gyoun and CGR for like a war that's gonna come that'll decide fucking if China will get united. He's gonna tell them, yo, when that happens, sacrifice yourself for the people that are gonna unite this country for them to grow.
He's like, no matter what you do not kill yourself now. Kill yourselves in 10 years.
That shit is stupid,
bro. Yo, is already crying in the rain for him to die 12 years later, bro.
Honestly, I don't know what the second thing could be. I just hope it's not join them. I hope it's like, if you can't beat them, join them type bullshit. Like, I just...
Oh, if Skill enjoys that he's shooting, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I never liked Gyoun anyway, bro. I never liked that guy anyway.
Okay,
Joan is the man. I don't know why I say it was. He is the man.
He is the man, bro. He deserves better, bro. Him and Banaji gotta live. Join Conky's army. Come on.
You know who deserves better? Chogaru. He didn't deserve to die, so he could be motivation for Joan.
Fucking Chogaru fucking had it all made, bro. He like even set up the whole shit, like looking back and running away. And at one point, like, you know what? Fuck life. He dives towards shit.
Chogaru really changed my opinion because I remember listening back on that old stream we had when we was like ranking the people on the right wing in terms of like fighting, and we didn't even mention Chogaru because like he like wasn't a fighter or he hadn't had a fight, but like you can put him on that list now. I don't know.
I mean, I think he'd fuck Rokuomi up.
Bro, he was bodying Shin like no bullshit. This is one of those moments in like a comic or a manga where like if the enemy would just shut up, he would have won the fight. Because like it was only him talking about like the strength of a man and everything he carries on his shoulders. That's the only thing that sparked it within Shin. Like, oh yeah, I carry that same shit. Like, had he not said nothing and just bodied Shin, he might have won.
Honestly, I think like if Shin gets near death, regardless, he's going in that mode.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that I was watching your fucking reaction for that chapter, right? Because I was like rereading that. I was like, "Yo, this chapter's hype." I didn't watch any. I go to your channel, and you're like, "I told you, niggas, bro. I told you." I'm like, wait, what? Did you tell him? I didn't watch that one before that, right? So I'm like, did he tell him CJR was a monster? And you're like, I knew she was gonna beat him.
In 3 swings. Yo, that
I was like, why are you focusing on that, bro? What the fuck, CJR putting work? Like, what?
No. That's not because listen.
The thing is, he didn't even beat him in 2 swings. I'm pretty sure.
He beat him in 3. He beat him in 3 legit swings, and I read that chapter 5 times.
No, because Shin and him had like a little clash, right, where they like hit each other like 3 times or something, and then after that is when Shin started bodying him.
That was the impact. That, you know, like when they get hit and you see like the impact waves. Those were the impact waves of the first hit.
All right, let me go back. I'll check.
The way he was like Shin was getting
every other time Shin was getting bodied. He got 3 swings in, and the 3 swings is all my nigga needed.
Yeah, I was like, wait, like
that shit.
Debated. I was like, is he gonna fucking hype up CGR? He's like, nah, bro, like 3 swings. I'm like, yikes. That's not what you gotta focus.
Dario versus Shin.
Nah, I did say CGR was a lot better than I thought he was. Like, I gave him his props.
I like that whole front line.
Alright, I posted the panel. You see, they have 1 clash over there at the top left, and then it shows 3 impact markers in the middle. So that's like 4 swings right there already.
Nah, I'm telling you, that's the continuation of the first swing.
I don't know, because Shin's
continuation of the first swing.
I don't think so, nigga.
Is still flexed. Yeah, I think so.
Even if it is, there's still 3 swings at the middle panel.
Nah, it's
2 behind them, bro.
It's when like the swords is like not the swords. The glaives are like sliding off of each other. They still make an impact. It's all 1 swing.
I don't count that. I don't count that as 1 swing, bro.
Yeah, it's not that important. I was just like missing that. I was watching that.
Listen. Don't try to take this from me. I called it like 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah, he's like, I told you, nigga. 3 swings.
Told y'all. I actually watched that shit too. I was gonna comment. I was literally gonna comment that same argument that I made, but I forgot to. Usually when I watch Twale's videos, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna post a comment, and then like I watch the video and I forget to post the comment. But I do be watching though.
See, I love the half support. That's up.
I watch like if I'm gonna watch a reaction, I watch yours and Melozo's and like a couple other. Maybe that's it actually.
Yeah, Twale's reactions are literally the only reactions I watch anymore for Kingdom.
I don't do reactions.
Watch Melozo.
Reaction reviews, same shit.
Yeah, same shit. Yeah, pretty much.
I used to watch live via satellite, but like after like 3 days of the fucking video coming out, I still try to catch it, but like sometimes I forget to catch it because it doesn't happen like the day of, you know.
See, I don't like his reactions as much as his reviews, so I just stopped watching.
I meant like reviews. He didn't do reactions. I don't think.
Come on, who we talking about?
Live via satellite. I'm pretty sure he switched over to reactions.
That's my man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Nah, he's wearing.
I like his fucking bro. He puts like
out there.
Like he puts in some like nice ass videos in the beginning, like gets me hyped and shit. Like
hell yeah, the motivational speeches.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. No bullshit. Them just get me hyped to read every like what? He'd be like, yeah, when you give up is when you lose, not when you fail. It's like what? Yeah, that's right.
Yo, did y'all see the one with when that chapter when Eiko was fighting them 1v2 and it's like a true lion, like some shit like that.
That video was so funny, bro. He said like he used that speech again for something else. I think it was Ohan's moment. He's like, I gotta put the speech in again.
Yo, let me ask y'all something. Real talk.
Go ahead.
Objectively speaking, has Uhon earned the right to be a general in this arc?
Yeah, easily. He's earned it before this arc.
Definitely.
No. Nah, I'm saying like off of the feats in this arc alone. Like when Issei told these niggas make your name roar throughout China. Dude, like you
Everyone
think
knows
his
his name
battle
now.
like
Okay, are you talking about like feats as in how impressive, or like feats the way they scale it in like the ceremonies?
Achievements.
like
In terms of like
I guess a little bit of both. Like let me scale it like this, right? Like when people review this battle, like you know how like during the coalition when Ordo was like talking about Osen's like, oh, this is why Renpa lost, you know what I'm saying? Like when they review like the scenarios and shit, they're gonna talk about Moten holding down the left wing and they're gonna talk about Shin like holding down the right wing. Are they really gonna talk about Uhon like that?
I mean, Ohan held down the right wing as well. He came in clutch like in a bunch of moments.
He's gonna talk about how his fucking army awakened, and like if the reason that Gyoen dies has to do with the wound he gave him, they're gonna mention that too.
Are they
Okay.
going to talk about how his army?
I mean, I don't know if he'll mention the wound, but like a lot of people like they say like, oh, Moten, his feat was amazing. He saved the left wing, but like a lot of moments Ohan is coming clutch, and if he wasn't there, the right wing would have fallen. So I feel like there's like a double standard that people do.
No, it is
like,
because
I don't.
same way how they give Moten all of that credit, even though if Shin and them weren't there, he couldn't have been able to. You know what I'm saying, he wouldn't have been able to pull it off
Yeah.
if Shin and them weren't able to like lead Bate away or whatever. So like, but Shin got no credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all Moten.
Like if Bananji or someone from the right wing survives, is gonna help Ohan's case because they can speak on how impressive he is, and that I guess I feel like that's how shit spreads.
Ohan's done a lot. Crippled Bananji's army. Even fought Bananji for a bit.
Yeah.
Fought Gyoen. Like everyone's gonna mention what he done.
But that's like I don't like that. Like they said crippled, but then my man was able to like with a little bit of help from Roboku was able to blow through Akko's formation. Like he was always in the mix. So how is his army really crippled?
I think crippled is just like a weird wording for it.
He must have dwindled his numbers, but
like his number was like
Bananji's.
What was that, Kaz? He just like muted himself mid-sentence.
If you ask me, what Shin and them did after killing Chogaryu was more damage to his army.
Yeah.
Hyper on it. That was funny because I was talking to Jongus about that, and they're like, "Oh, I fucking made my army rest for like 10 days. Now they're ready." And then Sin fucks on
bro. Fucking Bananji got fucked over by Chogaryu. Like Chogaryu's plan didn't work. It ended up crippling his army, and then Bananji's like, "All right, I've spent 10 days regaining my army's strength. It's time to go in." And then Chogaryu fucks him over again. He's like, "God fucking damn it, Chogaryu! Like, what the fuck?"
Now Gyoen's about to fuck him too, bro.
Yeah, like, now it's Gyoen's turn to fuck him over, bro.
The funniest panel that chapter was when Bananji said, "What? He died already?" I was like, "Damn, son."
Yeah. That's pretty disrespectful. Can you imagine if Chogaryu was there and like they did Bananji's strategy? Like there's no way Shin and them would have enough strength to get to Rikboku while 3 niggas are behind them and like pressuring them.
Oh no.
Ken thinks that they can just like go through Gyoen and Bananji like that. It's kind of weird.
I don't know.
Maybe they have like a
because
big number.
If you think about it, right? Like yes, they had like if Chogaryu lived and they had Bananji, Chogaryu, and Gyoen, they would still have half an army each. Like the Haishin unit has really cut all like they took out the Chogaryu's elite. They whooped out most of Gyoun's men when he went to go fight Uhon, and then they whooped out most of fucking Bananji's army when they beat Chogar. Like that's what I'm saying. Shit in them have really done the most damage on this field.
I think Gyoun's army is like relatively good. Like
I don't know about that, bro. It seemed like they were like similar size to Ohan's army. They started off like 10k.
Scaling always change, you know. I mean,
nah, bro. Fuck out of here with that.
They spreading those. They spreading those Gakure remnants very thin right now, my nigga.
His army is like actually like doing. They're actually like they matter basically. I feel like they were just like not even been talked about after he dies, but they're doing that. Yeah,
but I'm saying, but like it should be about like they should each have like 5k left.
Hey, what are you guys gonna think is gonna happen with Gyoen? Like, I feel like that fight is gonna get interrupted by a Hoken, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
I feel like he's gonna fight Shin, but it's really weird how he's like, all right, you 3 spears, you go take care of them, and then You other spears, you go take care of them. Like, he has way too much confidence in these dudes. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, I'm telling you,
honestly,
50% of his shit came back, bro.
No bullshit.
It's over.
It's not. I don't think that he has confidence. Not that he doesn't have confidence in him, but I think it's like he's just trying to fulfill part one. Like use your utmost to destroy these kids, and all he has is those 6 spears. So that's what he's gonna use to destroy these kids because he
I'll
can't do it
take care of Ohan and Shin, bro. This man, like, first day you were talking about how this guy is 6 GG level, and then now you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of him." Well, what happened to all that speech of him underestimating those 3? Like, what the hell?
Some people are saying he's gonna fucking 1v2 Wrinkle style.
Nah, that's not. I hope that it doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen.
I'm telling you, Gil was the strongest in the right. Fuck Akko. What do you mean, bro?
Bro, Akko bodying. Let's be real here.
I don't know who would win in that fight. That's a good fight right there.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I got Gil, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who I have winning, but Akko ain't no bitch.
Yeah, we don't need to get into old combos. Let's talk about the center. What do you guys think about those Earls? Oh, so I mean, if you want to go,
let's go. My man's the
Sauce God.
Guys, thank you. There we go, Steve. Well, that's all I needed. Confirmed. My man has the most sauce currently in Kingdom, bar Oki.
Yo, that line of his is like failure. I don't even know the word. Me and failure have never been acquaintances my whole life. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good line, bro. That's like something Trippy wishes he could say. Like, literally, Trippy said, I wish I came up with that. What the fuck?
I ain't going for it. That sounded like a Game of Thrones line when I first read it. It sounded like something Jamie would say.
Oh, you're gonna, like, join Kanki's army, bro.
How strong do you guys think Sou is?
I don't think he's that strong. He's uses that commander. But like, we really can't tell. Like, people we've seen that have, like, strong commanders in their group, they can themselves be super strong.
I think he's really strong, to be honest. I think he'll body Chogaryu.
Oh wow!
I don't know about all that.
I think he's decently strong.
That's a heavy order, bro. I think he's strong.
Osa's army is not, like get up.
I think he's strong because of how they
You think very highly of Ousen's army, don't you?
Yeah, like it's crazy.
I do, but for good reason.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if fucking Hard's gonna go. Like, he didn't need strong here, so like I don't think you'll make him strong.
This isn't really the best indication, but when we saw Chogaryu cutting up fodder, he wasn't like cutting that many. He cut like 3 of them or something, and like Sou sent like 6 of them in the air. He cleaved them in half. Like it shows he got like that powerhouse portrayal. You know what I mean?
Didn't Chogaryu have some shit like that when he was when Gyon first came? Where like wait, is that what you were referencing? Or
yeah, he only killed like 2 people in one swing or something.
In our style, dude.
I'm saying though, Sou is just his girl is a beast too, but Sou is a beast. I don't know, man. I like this dude.
Yeah, it's weird because it might be possible for his girl to be even stronger than him, which would be kind of funny.
I mean, I don't think so. His girl is like, he's strong, but she's not like strong. Oh shit, bro, that might be top 20. Nah, I don't think that about her.
I mean, we don't really know if Sou is top 20 either.
She seemed pretty damn strong. It seemed like she was kind of holding back. Well, I mean, we know she was holding back because Sou told her to hold back. Yeah,
he told her.
Like we know she was holding back, and she was knocking niggas like what 10 feet away from her with shields in front of them.
Yeah, there was like 10 shieldsmen and then like another 10 people behind them, and she just fucking sent them all back, dude. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but they were saying they were being like loose and shit, which might have like.
Yeah, she was implying that like normal shield troops, she'd like easily like evaporate them pretty much. So yeah, she seems pretty strong, and she has like that wrinkle like Baggio style when she cuts up fodder. That shit look pretty sick. Nah, bro.
I can see Qatari doing that. The one that died.
Oh, Qatari? Yeah, maybe.
Let me throw this theory out there, right? Her how do you pronounce her name? Ryu? Ryu? Like how do you pronounce that?
I don't even remember what her name is, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember what her name is.
Yeah, I didn't even read that shit, bro.
It's SHIRYOU.
Oh, let me go back.
Sirio.
Is that the same way you pronounce Kyokai's like clan shit?
I was talking about how I don't think Har needs Osa's subs to be strong, but I feel like he needs someone to fight Fute and shit, right? So
Yeah, I could see that girl fighting either Fute or Kane, honestly.
I think she fights Kane because Kane even like pointed out she's a woman and like the way she moves and shit like that. I don't know, that's a small thing,
maybe.
but stronger than Kane.
That's the thing.
You can fight that.
How
And
much?
that makes Soyu stronger than.
Let me ask you this: how much stock do you guys put behind Fute and Kane?
I like Fute. I think Fute is like, you know how I don't know. It's like that because Ruboku might have maybe Fute is Ruboku's Akko, bro.
The fuck out of here! I think Fute is like overall he might be like a bit weaker than M3 level when it comes to like just general abilities. I feel like he'll give Moten a good fight if they were to engage each other in war.
He kind of needs to be stronger than because he's
what
like.
I'm saying, like
Yeoman and CGR were added, yeah, but like Ruboku's core army needs to have some, gunners. Like Osa's army, all the top tier armies we see have gunners. So I think
apparently he has. What was their name? Earl Ko and Earl Rye. Like he has gunners. Like he has.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm talking about like in terms of like martial might, but that kind of like.
Oh.
You've seen Ruboku. He always like in terms of when it comes to martial might, he buys contractors like Hoken or like Gyo in the CGR. His army's more like the.
Well, I mean, I would consider Shinsuju and Bananji part of his like normal army.
Yeah, you are right. I totally forgot about those dudes. That's the point. Then Bananji's is Akko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You're right. And you're right. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense for like Ruboku having already a big number disadvantage to have people that don't match up equally with the people that Ousen has. So I don't think they're that strong at all. Akko is stronger than Fute.
Okay, so let me ask you this then: if Shin were to bust through right now, do you think Fute would give him a decent fight or no?
I think he'll put up an okay fight.
Yeah, I give him a benefit down and say, lower end of high diff,
Okay.
Shin is injured right now.
High diff.
But at the same time, Fute is kind of nerfed if he's on horseback. So it might not be like what he's fully capable of. Like I think he'll give him a good fight if they're on foot for sure.
Like if
I was thinking that same thing.
A prolonged fight, it might be on ground. Like
because like how
it could be like a Rinko type where you can fight on horseback, then the battle moves to ground and shit like that.
I don't know about Fute being able to give Shin a good fight though, because like Shin being able to contend with great generals who are actually known for their martial might, actually highly regarded. Fute just don't seem like the type of character that has sort of portrayal, at least from what I recall.
I mean,
the only fight
even if Shin is really injured, I just don't see Fute being able to do anything.
I feel like Fute needs to show something. I feel like at one point he'll fight Moten, and I don't think Moten is as weak as everyone claims. Honestly, I feel like Moten can give Shin like a lower end of high diff fight as well.
He's a son of Mobu.
A son of Mobu.
I don't know. It depends how much Moten improves. I could see it being like a mid high diff, like even bigger than low high diff. The whole glaive might be a problem though. But fucking
the glaive might lead to some sword shattering.
Boy,
think fucking Shin got that shit to shatter. I mean, I don't think.
Hey, he's about to shatter Gyoen's glaive, my nigga. Let alone Fute's sword. Fuck out of here.
No way, Gyoen's shit, bro. Like 6GGs, every time he swings that, it's like they move in their grave, bro. They felt that shit. What do you mean?
All right, bro. Okay.
I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Hoken is gonna kill Gyoen.
I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you, Gyoen's gonna look at this shit, right? I see this. Shin and Gyoen are having a fight, right? They're talking about their morals and shit like that, what they believe in, blah blah blah. Hoken comes in, doesn't know, like he senses Gyoen's amazing aura of strength, right? He walks up, right? Like this is like he didn't even pay him. Gyoen pays him no mind, bro. He just fucking turns around, swings, and knocks that guy off his horse and continues fighting Shin, bro. Like, what do you mean? This is Gyoen we're talking about.
Alright, it's time to kick Draco. It's time to kick Draco.
That's crazy. I actually, my nigga, I was listening so intently to what you had to say. Like, I'm listening like, this scenario about to be cool. All right, so Hoken just walk past and Gyoen don't pay him no mind. All right, guess what? And what? Man,
I mean, they can, Shin and Gyoen can swing at the same time and knock out Hoken, bro. That could be it. But what I was thinking before this happened, like Shin got, Hoken, CGR died, blah, blah, blah. I thought that Hoken doesn't like talk to Roboku or anything. He just goes to where he senses the highest martial might, and he's in fucking Gyoen's camp, bro, and they have a fight. That would have been sick.
Is that even true anymore? Because like he showed up at.
So what I'm saying, that threw a wrench in my shit. Like, I mean,
I'm saying like no. I'm just saying like he showed up at Moten's camp. Who the fuck called him there? Nobody over there was strong.
Yeah. Even before that, he showed up to Kyo instead of Oki. He showed up to Shin and Kyokai instead of Mobu.
Oh, he showed up to Gramps, bro. Gramps had it in him, dog. I was sleeping on Gramps. Like he didn't have his shit yet.
Yo, Gramps is on the very short list of people that can say they cut Hoken.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that fear you kept like hyping up Kyokai for, Gramps did that shit casually, bro. What do you mean?
Casually? He died. What the fuck you mean? My mister, there was a casual death though.
Hey, it kind of was. He was talking down to him and everything. He's like, "You ain't shit, bro. Just gonna give you a little stab real quick."
I mean, he cut him.
What if that stab is the reason Hoken is not fighting?
Stabbed him through his leg and then got bodied.
I feel like that was an asshole. I feel like Hoken should have just tanked that cut. Or that stab. And I also feel like fucking Rosa should have tanked that attack from Heki.
Of course. With his head.
With his head, facts. People are apparently calling me crazy for saying that. I don't know.
He should have headbutted Heki's glaive and broke it.
I don't know about break it, but... yeah, at the very least, dodge that shit.
Yeah.
And then let Heki cut fucking Figo King and cut Figo King in half. Heki really would have been the worst then.
Don't disrespect my mans like that.
I was telling everybody before like anything happened when he was talking to Baji, I was like, yo, Figo King is that nigga, bro. I better pay attention to this boy. He's the best guy in this army. And look at this shit.
I'm pretty sure you never said that.
God, I said I like Figo King better than Baggio before he even fucking.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember that shit. But that wasn't really you like hyping up Figo King. That was just you like fucking being biased against Baggio because we kept arguing he's stronger than Zeno. So you're like, fuck Baggio, man. Figo King that nigga.
Never biased, bro. I'm telling you, I look at everything objectively, and I've seen the fucking potential. Guy's it, bro.
You still think Conky? You still think Conky is close to Ousen?
Of course. What do you mean? I mean, Ousen is better. Bro, Conky got it.
Do you think he's giving Ousen a good battle, even with Eiko Denrimi solo there?
I mean,
Akko bodies Zeno.
Depends on the situation. You know what I mean? You put him in the fucking forest and shit. He be doing some traps and like. You seen Zeno's army break through 20k people in heavy forestation, but they got that charges and everything. I don't know. It depends how strong Zeno and Raito are. Like if they get flushed out.
Bro, Raito is
Mako and like Kodo could be like Kyo and bro. She can have like
that man Shin punched him in the face and told him to sit down. So
for real, how it stands now, like no troll. Like I think Ousen army beats Conky. Like I don't think. He gives us a good fight because he's cocky, you know, like cocky and like.
Yo, Eiko himself could beat Conky in Plains.
I'm about to say, Conky is not a good.
That's what I'm saying. But he slanders people, bro. You got Zeno.
No.
Zeno, Raito. What the fuck? The Saki
men said so themselves.
Got trolling, bro.
Like Conky's men said so themselves. Raito said, if a big organized army came our way, we would get shit stomped in a minute. That's what he said.
Well, that's because they were already facing a bunch of people.
But all they needed was to organize those like little. If those little groups had somebody to organize them, Conky's men admitted they would have lost. You know what I'm saying? Like Conky asked them during the first night. He said, "So how is it?" He said, "It's not that bad. They're just like they're buzzing around us like flies. If they had somebody to organize us, though, we'd be in trouble." You know what I'm saying? The only reason why Conky's men didn't run away is because they weren't facing another general. They were just facing random squads.
Well, the thing is about that it's because they were attacking so relentlessly and like so fast that like it didn't really give the Conky army time to recover. And the Conky army was like encircling Gyo, so they can't really like use the formations they like to use.
They were still stopping them. Like Mangukyo, fucking. The guy's cavalry. Raito was like having a field day. Like Raito and Zeno Clan can handle Akko. Like, come on.
Nah, bro. I don't see what makes you think that.
Oh, like I said, look at this shit, bro, right? If they broke through 20k. Oh god, go ahead.
If you can get punched in the face by Shin, and no longer stand up. Like Shin told that nigga, sit down. I'm not talking to you. You are not fighting Akko. Stop disrespecting my boy.
I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
think
like
he's saying
fighting
Raido's
Akko.
1v1ing
I'm
Eiko.
I'm saying like let's say you put Akko's army, right? However strong you have them. I think the elites, like, and Kanki has his own elites too, right? And you have like other clans like the cavalry of Rikokyo that didn't even fucking do anything in the last war we saw him in. Plus Raido and like Zeno, they're anyone in their path they were fucking up, like basically until they were like overstepped and had to retreat. Those
Well, the
guys
thing
are
is,
powerful.
Eiko has a lot of commanders at his disposal too. Gune died, but when he had Gune's very capable. He has a Kaken, he has Aki, he has Aegon. Like, he has a lot of people that he's comfortable with just giving command of the army, like on the spot too.
I think like
Yeah.
if you like, but then you also know Kanki has his people as well. I feel like the people of Kanki, like people Marin, the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're better, but it's because Eiko's like soldiers are so strong that their commander doesn't have to be better. Like, they were able to stalemate Chogaryu with Aki in charge, and we know Chogaryu's way better than Aki.
Koyo and Marin's army were stalemating. I'm pretty sure it was. I think Marin was stalemating. What's his name?
Kinmo,
the trash ass nigga that we shouldn't even mention.
I'm about to say Gakue's best friend. Like, come on, the Kesha trash twins. That's not a feat.
Koyo was fucking with Kisu's army, dog. Like, she was like fucking with him. Her troops are strong too.
And yeah, but when Kisui himself showed up, they ran real quick.
I mean, because they didn't know much about it. They didn't have the intel. Like Kanki, I'm not Kanki, John.
Kisui no diffed her with his presence, my nigga.
No different. She's like tactical retreat. Like, let's go back. Let's find out about how he beat him.
No diffed her, bro. She sent out one of her like special defensive squads, and that nigga got ran over. Remember when Kisui came from up top the hill? As soon as she sent out her defense, that boy got squashed.
Yeah, that guy got destroyed, bro. That's one guy. He's high. He's not that good, bro.
He was 1,000 man. He was one of her 1,000-man commanders. So that's what we're talking about. The people in her squad. The people in her squad are getting trashed.
Of course you go to that. Of course you go to that.
I mean, shit. Like, Marin's a 5K commander. He's better than a 5K commander.
The whole 50,000, like 50K versus 50K. I think
if it gets that big, I feel like Kanki has a better fucking, because he has more experience commanding larger armies like that and maneuvering them. So like if it gets to that height, it goes to Kanki.
Yeah, see, I think like 20K versus 20K, Eiko would win, but it would be a good fight. But the more numbers you give Kanki, the better chances he has, because he can outmaneuver him and like whittle him down and shit. And Eiko can't really just charge through like a 50K or 100K army and just be good like that.
Yeah, but we've seen him be able to use ousen tactics. See, this is why I gotta say, I gotta stop sleeping on my man.
You know what I mean? Come on.
My man has ousen tactics. You're telling me that the Kanki army is stronger than Gyoun, Banaji, and Chogaryu combined?
Well, that's like probably one of his strongest tactics, and it was like pure defense. Like if he's using that against Kanki, Kanki has no chance of breaking through. That's for sure.
So that's what I'm talking about. How is who's whittling who down? That's what I'm saying. Like Zeno was getting bodied, bro. You gotta stop.
I never ruled Kanki out, bro.
You gotta stop bringing up. I'm talking about in an open plains battle, not in a wooded area. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not really too much outmaneuvering you're gonna do in an open playing field. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, Gyoun was dominating the Haishin unit because he was consistently outmaneuvering them.
The shit that happened with Ohan, like he completely.
Yeah, I don't think Kanki has like tactics like that. I don't think Kanki has.
Relax, bro.
I don't know about that, bro. He is one of the smartest people in the series.
No, I'm not saying. No, what I'm saying is like I don't think he has like. I don't want to say Raboku level, like you see
the only reason you say that is because we haven't seen it, and I understand that. But
right,
like,
and because that's not his army's strength. His army is not suited for open plain battle. They're wooded areas, they're mountain areas.
I feel like every army should be good enough to do that. Especially as talented as Kanki, like battles can occur anywhere. You're not gonna say, "I'm gonna pass on that one" because it's a plain. But in me up when we went to the fucking forest. No, they're strong everywhere.
Strong everywhere, but Eiko's army is also very strong. Like, they're definitely stronger on an individual basis. I don't even know if the Zeno clan is as strong as the Eiko army on an individual soldier basis.
I think Zeno and Rado equal Eiko's army. It's just me. I mean,
crazy.
That's why I scale them. They have my benefit of them being the strongest crew in Kanki's army and Kanki being a formidable army and stuff. I don't know. That's just me.
That's craziness. But that's what I'm saying. You're saying
Everyone's
Conky
gonna
is a
fucking eat their
formidable
words.
army, but
Eat their
we've
words,
never
bro.
seen Conky we've never seen Conky go head up in the way we're describing. So we can't even say Conky's formidable in that way. Conky's formidable because of his
Never would have hit up.
his
He always
unorthodox.
avoids that shit, and I always understood that as his army not being like suited for it. But Ahara can expand in his army and can like maybe retcon that because back then we didn't know much about his army, and then the time
All we
that
know.
we had a moment
Yeah,
with
apparently Kaishibo and I mean not Kaishibo, Raido and Zeno, they weren't up to the task against Kaishibo. You know what I'm saying?
bait and switch, bro. Come on.
Fucking Raido positioned himself at the front like, you ain't getting past me, nigga. What's good? And then he ran away.
Raido was really laughing, bro.
No bullshit. I don't even think that Raido can beat Bate.
I don't think so either. I don't think that's a crazy take either.
I feel like Bate is stronger than I think, but yeah,
But yeah, we need to see more from the Conky army. Hopefully, he does something like relatively soon.
Cause I mean, I don't know. Like we always like, I don't know. I think that he's gonna have a fight. Ruboku has his weakness and shit. Then he has to have a showdown with Ruboku, and then in that battle, it won't be like a 20 after battle. I feel like it's gonna be a prolonged arc of significance, and then he's gonna do what he's doing now with Ousen and Ousen and Ruboku. He even set it up in the the hills, I guess. Before as smart as Ruboku, blah blah blah. He's gonna have a prolonged battle with Ruboku and Kaki, who's their different styles and shit. Having a fight. Agree. Twin niggas, bro.
You
talking to you,
Toilet. Hold on.
Talking to you, John. Talking to everyone to fucking watch this video. That's what y'all gonna know. What I've been saying for years.
You said Kanki's gonna have a high diff fight with Ruboku.
Getting about like I don't know. I think it's gonna be extreme, big ass.
I don't know about extreme, but I think he'll give him a good fight.
Like it sound like Ruboku's gonna be like, oh fuck, bro. I thought I had some niggas weakness, but he fucked my ass.
I don't know if he'll use that exact wording, but sure.
I forgot about him having Kanki's weakness.
It's a testament to Kanki's man knows his weakness, right? And it's still like styling on him, but like, you know my weakness? Bet, bro. Write that down. And then you still fucks him up. It's like, that just like, I'm telling you, and then I feel like, who was it? Someone translated it, and they were like, they say Kanki has the same potential as Oki or something like that, or he's still growing. So Kanki, like, at his beastness right now, he's still like fucking young as shit, and he's still gonna keep growing.
Pretty sure that wasn't what was said.
I don't know if they said Oki specifically, but they said he has the same potential as the Quinn Sis.
I remember they mentioned something by him. I'm talking about Jenkins.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was that data book thing.
It was like it mentioned him and Oki in a similar sense. You don't remember that happening?
I do, but I don't think it was the exact wording you were using.
I mean, I paraphrase.
See, there you go. Always trying to overhype some shit.
I mean, I got to, bro. The amount of fucking people sleeping on Kanki is kind of like a crime right now.
Nobody's sleeping on Kanki. You just be over, bro. You think that Zeno and Raido are beating Akko? I mean, get out of here, bro.
Akko, I'm not giving Akko the benefit of the doubt, but like,
Wait, how strong do you think Akko is, Draco? Do you think he's 6GG level? What? You cut out for me.
Hello?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the way they described them originally, from what we've noticed of the 4 Heavenly Kings, I feel like Bananji, Akko, Gil, and CJ are better than those guys from what we've seen. Obviously, like besides Kyo and shit like that. So I feel like they're in between 6GG and Heavenly King. They're like
I mean, do you really think people like Kyo and Akatsu are better than Akko? Because he's like displayed like amazing fucking strength feats. He has crazy tactics. He has like one of the best formations in the verse, if not the best. He has some of the strongest men in the verse. He has really good morale boosting.
Yeah, like that's you answering that question before. I don't. All we need is hard to expand more on the 6GGs, but based on what you said, like I can 6GG level. Like
yeah, so I don't think it's that crazy for me to say a 6GG level person that specializes in flat terrain in low numbers would beat Kanki.
Yes, I never said it was crazy. I agree with you. Like
we're not even talking about him beating Kanki. We're talking about him beating Zeno and Raido.
Oh yeah. Fucking Draco took it to the next level, bro. He's like Zeno and Rider are canceling him out.
We're talking about like if they do a class, bro, it's not gonna be that shit y'all saw was Gaku's army. It's about to be like some like straight line between them, bro. That shit like cancels out.
I don't know about that. If Eiko's in the front lines, I don't think so.
That's just like me giving like from what we know and like your reasoning is sound. Like it makes perfect sense to me that Akko would win that fight in the plains. From what we know from about Akko's fucking strong ass army that can't seem to die.
Yep.
Which is bullshit in its own. And fucking Kaki's army that like literally avoids conflicts like that. And
man, a Kakin is beating Rido out of here.
Yo, that might be facts. Low key, that might be facts.
Rido gonna like. I mean, I really can't defend Rido much because like he got bitched by Shin, but I feel like he's still like strong.
Well, I think he's comparable to Gakui, not as a fighter, but as like army wise, and I think Gakui is more impressive than a lot of people give credit for. He did hold back Shin and Ohan for a bit. Like Ohan wasn't capable of getting past his lines.
You think Shin gets
that man himself was trash.
Hey, him and his army, same shit.
You think Rido gets one shot by Shin?
Like
Rido?
These men are better.
Nah.
Me neither. I just figured in that. Alright, so we've been talking about Kanki and shit for a while. Like,
yeah, let's get off of this fucking Kanki topic.
What do y'all think about that?
Say it again? Say it again? You said something strategy. I didn't catch the whole thing.
Yeah, I accidentally like put my volume down because I leaned on it. But yeah, I was asking. We were talking about Kanki and stuff, but like originally you started with a whole in the center, and then we segued to a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I was gonna lead it to what do you guys think about the Earls? Because I was saying that they might be better than the 4 Heavenly Kings in some situations because their Roboku tactics are fucking OP as shit.
They're not as well rounded as them. But like,
yeah, for sure.
In terms of tactics, yeah, you're right. Because like depends if not Oda, I keep saying Oda, but Haru's gonna retcon that shit and give
trash.
Kaishibu or what's his name, Kyo, and like some Renpa tactics.
Because the thing is, like, I know Fute's being arrogant and delusional, but he thinks Ousen can't get past the Earl's army. And, like, even if you're wrong as hell, if you think that, that still speaks volumes for the Earl. Like, you think he can hold off someone of Ousen's caliber? Like, goddamn, nigga.
Because he thinks Roboku is God, so like, he thinks anybody that God trained is better than Ousen. Like, you also got to understand that, like...
It's kind of like the same way that Toddy feels about Katakuri. Since he's connected to Big Mom. He calls him God Jr.
That's some wild shit, bro. Toddy and his fucking Big Mom pirate wanking.
I'm just saying, it's like, where have these niggas been? Not at Bio, not at the Coalition. Like, these dudes have been serving Roboku for years, just never when it count the most.
Yeah, I guess Roboku's one cocky motherfucker because he didn't feel like bringing them up with Kesha.
Yeah, like Kesha, he had
them L's might be better than Kesha though.
All right, let's calm down a bit.
Well, you never know, you know. They're like the Marco, Denry, and all of that of Roboku though.
Nah,
the thing is that's my biggest problem with like the Roboku tactics thing. Like from what we know, it doesn't seem like Kisha really knows the Roboku tactics, or like to the same extent. Like he wasn't using them against Duke, and it was a different strategy. But I don't know why he wouldn't use them if he has the opportunity to.
I think Kesha was doing it his own way because Kesha was an instinctual general. So like he learned strategy. He learned strategy in order to counter strategy instincts, but I don't think he was like not that he wasn't proficient, but like it just wasn't his style. He liked to use his own instincts.
I get that, but there's been like moments in the Coalition War, like Dukyo, he killed like 10k of Rihaku's men, and like Kisha just didn't do anything about that. Like you don't think it'd be better to use fucking Roboku tactics in moments like those? Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Kesha and she was.
That's true.
But then again, like if he had been using like Roboku tactics, it would have took away from this moment. Like
yeah,
because like think about it, if what you said happened and like the Roboku tactics stopped the dude, we wouldn't be as hyped for it stopping Den Remy and So because like nigga they're not like you know.
Yeah, I
so
feel
it's like okay if it stopped the Duke, yeah, it's gonna stop Den Remy and it's gonna stop So, but like because we've never seen it and then it gets the Roboku.
This is the first time for in a while, like.
It's like
Oda's like
I don't know, man.
Hyping up the
Oda again.
Hara is like hyping up the subs of subs. Like I've never seen like him giving like. I didn't think it was giving like. I mean, I thought when I realized it's gonna be Ousen and Riboku and Essential like. But he didn't really do that in other arcs.
Yeah, I feel like this is a new style he's trying out. I feel like he might continue to do it later on in other arcs.
Yeah, he's going more in depth in his armies and like talk. Like he has a heavy emphasis on formations this arc, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's giving us a taste of like how it's gonna be for Shin and them. Because like that's another thing. Like once we get past this arc, they're no longer gonna be a unit. So we can see them go from anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000 to 50. You know what I'm saying? Like so like we're gonna start having random people that just join Shin's camp, like they just join Shin's army for a campaign because Shin was like the leader of taking this area. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like with Heki when he was the subjugation leader and they gave him 30,000, and but then
Yeah.
like as they was on their march, they gained another 10,000. It's like those people are gonna get names and faces now. So like it just like drag like not that it drags out the story, but like it spreads the story out.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
can't wait.
Like any showcasing of feats I like really because I'm a fucking power scaling nerd, but I don't know. I feel like it adds a lot to the story, and I would want it to happen in other arcs and shit. I mean, Draco definitely wants that shit to happen to Conky's army. I can tell you that much.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Draco want to know everybody
I'm
from Foot
telling
Soldier
you, bro.
1 to Foot Soldier 5.
Facts, yo. You'd be like, yo, you're sleeping on Foot Soldier 5, bro. Calm down.
Facts. You see the design on Foot Soldier 7, bro? Yeah, yo, he looks like a beast.
Bro, what up? Fucking the best spearsman in the world now is Saki Clan Leader, bro. I'm telling you. Like I'm power scaling people we never met. It's like
people we don't even know if they exist.
yeah, Saki Clan Leader is the second best spearsman after Earl, bro.
There we go. There we go.
But yo, what do you guys think about Denrimi? Because I noticed a lot of people have been shitting on him, and I think he's actually a beast.
Yeah. I think he's a beast.
He got relegated to he's a hype tool right now.
I don't see why people would shit on him though.
Well, because he's not destroying their formation, and I think it's just them sleeping on the formation. Because if Ousen's formation can hold back Gyoun, Bananji, and Chogaryu, I don't see why Riboku's formation can't hold back Denrimi.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
that just sounds like people are being unreasonable.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Which is kind of how fan bases do sometimes.
He's getting some clout where like he's staying close to Ousen. Ousen like talks to him and shit like that, and it, like gets advice from. He's one of his advisors. Plus, like you see him like commanding armies and like telling them what to do and shit. So like,
Ousen don't be talking to him. Ousen be reading his
bro,
mind,
Ousen is talking to him, bro. Come on, Ousen's like, yo, Denrimi.
Nah, bro, he be
Let me
reading
know
that nigga mind. Like, come on, that's not talking. He be answering questions that nigga never asked. Like what? What?
I don't know.
That's not fair.
Ever since he's been like introduced, he had like a fucking aura around him. Like you know, this guy's like a good, like he's strong.
Like out of the 4 commanders we've seen so far, Akko, Mako, Denrimi, So-O, he's 3rd for me right now.
That's the same. I think he's 3rd.
Like Mako is just complete trash.
Hey,
come on, bro. Sleeping.
I wouldn't
sleeping.
Say trash.
Yeah, Mako is 2nd for me. I thought
he had trash. He got done dirty.
For now, I just rate them off their positions. I feel like he's 3rd, and So was 4th.
You know why I don't say Mako got done dirty? Because the man didn't have his weapon in hand. What type of commander is that? Like,
and that's why he got done dirty. That's like, why he got done dirty. The fact that Hara put him in that situation is why he got done dirty.
Nah, he was too arrogant. You could tell from his character, like how he treat. Oh, I'm gonna be like I'm the star of this show and all. Like you could tell by his arrogance that man was too overconfident and had one of his foot soldiers holding his glaive.
He was for sure, but it was like a special situation because Riboku would need to like see through Ousen's strategy from like the very beginning to get there in time and like be ready. And like you know how he probably thinks Ousen is God, just like how Fute thinks Riboku is God. So he's like Riboku would never do that shit. I'm good.
Yeah, I guess, but nah. Out of the 3 we've seen, out of the 4 we've seen so far, he's definitely the worst.
I mean, he has better feats than Denrimi and So because he fucking dominated the Kisui army.
Because Moten laid the trap.
Yeah, but if Moten lays that trap, not everyone is dominating the Kisui army like that.
No, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is with his crazy formations and shit, I think Denrimi would have dominated Kisui to a similar extent if
I don't
he
think
had the
so.
similar setup.
I don't think so.
Perfectly executed.
Doesn't Marco have like one of the best armies though in the actual strongest army in the Ocean
Yeah,
army?
apparently they're the strongest in terms of like individual soldiers.
I think Arco is stronger, but yeah.
But didn't they say that because Denrimi, like they said that they don't have any speciality, but all of his soldiers are strong, like on an individual like they said something about Denrimi's squad too.
Yeah, they said their soldiers are remarkable, but hey man, the Ocean army in general are just fucking OP soldier wise.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
I just think Mako to portray like what Jonkins just said there, he's the second in command, or second in command, plus his strong ass army, and I think they also say he dabbles in tactics, so like add that to his strong army, and I think him personally is stronger than So. And
yeah, I think he's beating Denrimi, Solo, or the lady in a 1v1. I think his army is stronger offensively than any of their armies, and I think he can use Ocean tactics. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he can use the joints formation. Because he's supposed to dabble into tactics more than Aiko is, and Aiko can use it.
Yeah,
he might be like the best strategist in Ocean army.
Chill, bro, chill.
What do you mean? Why not? Denrimi.
You're saying Mako's the best strategist in the Ocean army?
Oh no, I thought you talking about Denrimi. No.
Oh no. Yeah, Denrimi for sure is probably the best behind Ocean, of course.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Mako not holding like. How do you not have your own weapon?
Twilight's still salty about this shit like 2 years later, bro.
Hey, now Roboku the GOAT, that's why, ain't it?
No, you know why? Because it puts a bad taste on the Ocean army. Everybody else has been relatively decent or good. Like, Akko's great, you know what I'm saying? Denrimi is pretty cool, but again, it's Roboku tactics. He's a hype tool right now. So, you know what I'm saying, is doing damage. He actually blew through the formation for a little bit. But Mako was just, all right, you had the perfect setup, and then you got overconfident. You got
Let's not forget Akko got bodied, bro. Come on.
He got tag team. That's not the same.
4v1.
Come on, man. Come on. You're not trying to compare my man getting tag team to somebody like you just got snuck up on, bro.
You kept talking about that. He's overconfident. Yeah, Mako's that nigga, bro. Obviously he's overconfident, but like, what do you mean? No one, like, he had no idea that fucking Roboku would come around behind some bushes, bypass all his scouts, and fucking. Man, I don't know why he would have his. Like, you see fucking, what's his name, Osen in the back when he's talking to Denrimi and Soyu and shit. Like, he didn't have his weapon in his hand. Like, he just had his hands folded. Like,
but when he stepped on the battlefield, he had his hand on.
Yeah, Mako didn't step up. He stayed.
But then Mako didn't have an HQ, my nigga. They were just attacking.
He had HQ.
But Mako was so far back though. Like, he was right all the way at the Kisui could not get to him at all. There was no danger.
Mako was
had his sword. Like, he almost fucked him up.
If he was leading from the front, boosting everybody's morale, them niggas would have killed Kisui and been done with the shit. Roboku wouldn't have had an opportunity for that shit.
Hey, Haru didn't want Osen to low diff Roboku like that. He had to preserve his hype somehow.
After Mako was like, my bad.
Nah, but how much more hype would Roboku have gotten if Kisui and them got bodied on the first day and he was still able to hold out?
I mean, it wouldn't really make sense at that point.
Yeah, it'd be kind of unrealistic.
I mean, with his super Roboku tactic.
The tactics that Osen figured out in like 5 minutes, yeah.
And like he doesn't have any representatives in
Yo,
how stacked the right was, and he had.
That's funny, but it's facts.
Nah, you're right. That is facts. My man said, "Oh, so that's how it works."
And then fucking Roboku's like, "Oh, you're coming up, huh?" And then me assuming that he figured it out. Not figure it out, but like have a.
I was about to say Roboku looked kind of shocked, like no.
Yeah, he was surprised he didn't get informations and shit. It was kind of wild. Osen always exceeding people's expectations, man.
Always, bro. Like, he's that guy. He's like the ultimate trap card. Like, you thought, and then he's like, there's some shit that was like, oh fuck.
Every time you expect Osen to do something, you can expect him to do something that's not that.
Son, when he got in the front and I saw my man with his glaive in hand, I was like, yo. What the fuck, Rocco? Like, yo, even Osen Sama knows you got your glaive in hand when you step on the field, my nigga. What's good, Mako? You really put a bad taste in the Osen army, man. That was just trash.
when he was in the front, like even bit behind when he did the whole wave formation, he had his glaive in hand. He was like casually cleaving niggas while talking. Like I feel like he thought he was 100% safe and no way someone will get them all the way back there.
See,
That's
and
why he
that's
didn't have his
trash
glaive in
because
hand.
every general should know you are never 100% safe on the battlefield.
The thing is, there's been a lot of moments where people have had their HQs like really far back on the battlefield, and they have like no scouts watching them. They're not really ready. Like 10, for instance, her HQ was like that while the Haishin unit was attacking. I'm pretty sure, like recently, Kisui when he was on top of that hill, he didn't have his glaive on him. I think like if you go back, there's been a lot of moments where generals think they're safe and they don't have like scouts and shit.
It's the, like, why would you like? I mean, the glaive is heavy, dog. Like, why would I be carrying that the whole time when I'm talking and shit? So
I don't know about all that, but
for assassins, man, that's what I'm telling you. But we can
speaking of assassins, Kyoka, like I'm gonna kill this nigga, and then she walks back like crying like in a fucking heap, and someone has to save her.
Yeah, what do you guys think Kyoka is gonna do? Actually, do you guys think she's gonna fight Hoken?
Bruh,
I think she's so weak right now. She's gonna like he's gonna happen, right? Like you know how Zayd always says this about women and shit, but like it's gonna be like that where. Like she's gonna help Shin. Like Shin's gonna get beat up by Gyoen, and Hoken is gonna come in to interfere. And she's like, "Yo, Shin!" And she's gonna try to stall Hoken, but she gets her ass clapped.
Nah, I want Uhon.
Of course, you'd say that, Steve.
Uhon to fight. I want Uhon to fight and kill not Cho'Gath. To fight and kill.
I forgot about Uhon. No, that's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. I don't want Uhon to fight anyone. This man just got knocked out. What? Like man, that's another thing I'm not happy about.
He got the Kyokai medicine, the same medicine he gave
That fucking asshole medicine, dog. I mean,
yeah, if Ohhan fucking solos Gyoen, bro, Draco's leaving the server.
Yeah, like it's fucking bullshit. Like imagine at the day of it happening, this guy gets a cut in his head. Like it's not like probably has a concussion, and he comes back better than the guy with a cut in his hand. That's fucking like.
Nah, it's not a cut in his hand, bro. He has a hole in his arm.
Oh, but like, fucking, what's his name?
Oh, Uhon got some
damage. Plus, he got knocked the fuck out.
No, but what I'm saying is, listen. Uhon got cut. That cut healed because Kyokai had better medicine than they did. They literally said that this man's arm was rotting. It was turning colors, bruh.
You don't need two hands, but yeah, I'll take a fucking cut to my hand than getting like brain damage and my whole bones rattling, bro. Any day, every day.
The thing is, it didn't seem like Ohhan's injury was as bad because all he did was block an attack. Like, he didn't even really get like a deep cut or anything, but it did say he was near death, while it didn't really say that for Gyoen.
Fucking, he knows his name was and shit. Like, he knows
the type of injury and the medicine that they use.
Yeah,
like recovered better. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
They should have used that medicine on my boy Eiko, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Eiko's still out.
What I said. If they would have used that on Akko, this war, but then again, nobody would have awakened. Shin would have never took over the right wing. Like none of that would have happened.
No, I'm talking about like the shit, right? Ohhan, he's been the better scenario. Ohhan gets clapped by Gyoen, but this time he doesn't cut Gyoen, right? And then they need someone quickly, so they give the medicine to Akko, and Akko has a good fight with Gyoen, bro. That would have been way better. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I would have liked Eiko versus Gyoen, but I feel like the way Eiko went down was pretty good because it really hyped him up and shit. So I'm satisfied, I guess.
I wanted Akko to just fight Banaji, even if it was like a standstill.
Hey man, Zao Part 2, Zao Part 2, it's happening.
Yeah.
Kanki's leading that, bro. I'm telling you, Kanki about to like recruit Gyoen in this team.
Oh my god.
I can see a Kankin going to the Uhon army after this is all said and done.
Yeah. I don't know. This man is like, you need him in your army if you want to live, bro. He's always out there coming in, like saving you last second. Like a fucking ultimate savior. Keep him around in case he gets low diffed again.
At this point, Ohhan really needs that, but Moten needs more capable subs even more. Like, he even lost his adjutant and everything. Now all he has is Rikusen.
Yeah, think about like I liked Moten's moment when he like found out his like Gramps died. He's like, we have a job to do, and he like we'll grieve later and shit like that, which is like the kind of reaction I wanted to see. Like that's the whole kind of message that we've been seeing throughout.
It's been happening a lot, yeah. This arc, I feel like it's to show them maturing more.
Yeah, everybody lost somebody significant. Shin lost Sosua. Sosua. Uhon lost the big dude Koyuku with the mace, and Moten lost the biggest person, his fucking adjutant.
Also, don't forget, rip my nigga Gune.
Rip my, rip my nigga Gune.
Fuck, I fucked up. Like, I
he was
thought
a real
nigga. This man got destroyed, my god. That panel was sick, bro.
It was.
That's what I'm saying. That's what like they've been like teasing us with this kind of panels from Gyeon, bro. But you're gonna see that shit when he 2v1s Ohan and Jin, bro. His eyes all white, like reaching that phase that Akko reached, like bodying these niggas until Hulk.
Yo, so let me ask you something on a completely not unrelated, but like on a separate note. What is the number one thing you want to see after Shin becomes the general?
His own campaign was like the Monster Trio.
You mean like Shin related, right?
Yeah, mostly Shin related. Like I'll give you an example. For me, I dead ass want to see the entire High Shin unit go to Hyo's grave and give him, like like they put the hands over the hand over the fist shit. I want to see every single person that makes it out of this arc go to Hyo's grave with Shin.
I think it might be too early for that. I think it might be better to save that for when he becomes a GG of the heavens. But what I want to see is Shin getting his own city. I want to see him hooking all his boys up with that land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Getting the harem started, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. She gotta become a man.
Is he gonna be allowed to have a harem? Like Kyokai will kill bitches.
Listen, though, you already know, bro. All these niggas do.
Kyokai will kill bitches. I don't know if he's allowed to touch.
Imagine that chick right now, the commander was in Soyuz harem, man. You like find out, oh shit, you kind of strong. Peace now.
Kyokai tries to kill him. There's someone else stronger than her, bro.
I say
that'd be some shit. But yeah, I want to see him. I just want to see him do more things that are like high prestige wise. Like I don't want him to act like a fucking bum anymore. I want him to get that respect across kin.
Like, do you want people? Like, I doubt like the people in like the High Shin unit are gonna start calling him like my lord and shit. Like,
that'd be gay.
He would never ask anyone to do that.
But I'm saying, but like the newer people, like the people that join him
not
later
even them,
on, like Lord Shin.
I feel like if they do, Shin will just say, enough with that crap. Just call me captain or something.
Yeah, from jump, he's like, don't call me that shit, bro.
I kind of like the sound of Lord Shin, but again, that sounds
people from like the politicians and shit might call him Lord Shin and stuff like that.
Some random guy just woke up, Shin-sama, like, yo, yeah, add the Sama to my nigga.
Yeah, don't forget the Sama, motherfucker. Add that in.
Yeah, don't forget the Sama. Or like, I don't know, like it's just like if he gets a city, he's gonna have to learn how to become a lord. Like, are we really gonna take time for Shin to learn that?
No, he'll just have someone else do it. But it'll be like he owns the city.
I don't think like Mobile fucking does all the delegates his fucking city.
Do you think Shin will like personally like take up their training? Like the people in his garrison? Like, do you think the people in his garrison will just be High Shin unit, or like he'll have to train them up too?
I want to see him train because Oki did train his troops like personally, but I don't know. It's weird because we're gonna need a big time skip if we want Shin to like train like a whole fucking army.
They need to. Like, we gonna get it, bro. Baby. The next, like after this arc, bro, I want to see the same panel we saw Pecky's bitch ass when he was leading the 30K. I want to see that same shit with the High Shin unit.
That's cheap, bro.
Like and it don't even gotta be nothing big. Just him going to some like relatively small area by himself. He's the overall commander, subjugating a little land. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something small, I want to see my boy Shin handle a whole campaign by himself.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for a while. Like, I was like, the way it should be structured is we get like personal shit, like Shin gets a city, all that shit, and then we have like a mini campaign where Shin just leads it by himself, and we see how he leads as a general. And I want to see him leading by instincts. I want to see him go against strategy, and I also want to see everyone in his unit, like Naki, Denyu. I want to see them all getting some shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And then after that, we can get our next big war.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. I think he already got one of the most stacked armies.
He does, but we don't see why they're so stacked. Like Naki, we don't know why he's stronger than Raido. We don't know all of his tactics, what he can do. There's like a bunch of commanders that we haven't really seen him do that much.
Honestly, the only thing the High Shin unit needs to like be like well rounded is like a defensive unit, like they have the Goriki technique, but like they need a good a good like 3,000 to 5,000 men that are solely defensive units. That for like those times when like they need to be on defense, those few times, because like they're an offensive like army, they're always on the attack. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
those rare times that they are put in a defensive spot, they need a squad that can just.
I mean, do they need a special squad for that though? Like the Aiko army are so well rounded that they could do both. Like, what if it's like that?
See, like I agree, but see, what happens if like Shin is leading like on the front and Ten has to like I guess they can do that like with but see she would have to have her own mid at that point, which is cool.
Ten gotta improve on that, start like training people how to defend their HQ and shit.
Hell yeah, but that's what I'm saying is because they always sending out the bulk of their men to fight, so it's like they hardly have anybody to defend. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yoan had it covered, bro. If it wasn't for fucking Shin's instinct feet, he would have fucked over 10 of the entire HQ with that plan.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. What if Shin like okay, what if Shin didn't see through it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He went with Kyokai.
They would have still got fucked up.
They got
Yo, imagine if 10 learned from ousen and then she trained the Haishin unit to do the joints formation.
No,
that's definitely a bro, I think.
I do want that. I do honestly.
I
do want like.
I doubt she takes.
Yeah, I want Tim to take some time to study with ousen, even if she has to separate from Shin. Like, let him handle some battles with just his instincts and shit, and she's just studying under ousen. I would love that.
Yeah, same. You're the first person I ever heard say that with like Shin goes under ousen or like someone from his army, and the more I see it, the more I want it to happen.
Yeah, I've been saying that Shin will be his deputy.
I think that she doesn't take shit from what's his name. Like we get. So you can like expand by him teaching her some high level defense.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only reason we're even saying this is because Shoheiken is apparently so garbage that he doesn't have his own versions of these formations.
You know what I think it is too? It's like I think 10 has a whole like heap of like strategies that she's just waiting to bust out for like larger armies.
Nah, relax.
Like larger forces. Because you know how like when they what was it called? The Hirai strategy when they took out the rebel army.
Yeah.
And like they were saying, like, yeah, this is usually a tactic like that we use on a large scale battle, but we're gonna make it work with these.
Wasn't even that sick.
I don't think 10 it wasn't, but I don't think 10 is comfortable enough with trying to use like those upper echelon strategies with the limited amount of people she has.
It keeps getting clapped.
Maybe. And them having like a bunch of new soldiers and shit, that might be a factor too. Like they're not well trained enough to execute it.
That too, yeah.
Outplay someone. Like I wanted to have a battle with someone where she like completely outplays them. You haven't really gotten that yet from her yet.
Well, it happened with what's his name, Jinso, but it was her getting help.
She's usually
she bodied Ryuto. What are you talking about? She completely like after they crossed that bridge, she completely not Ryuto, Bate. She completely outmaneuvered Bate. And he's been stated to know what things about strategy. Moten himself said that he's no slouch when it comes to strategy, and she outmaneuvered that nigga and sent 90% of their forces to go pressure Kisui. And if it wasn't for Kanki being a dick, you know what I'm saying, Kisui should have died in that fight.
I guess, but it is Bate. Like he's all right, but he's nothing special.
She's facing monsters like Gyoen and CGR now, but like I want her to like grow where when she faces monsters like that, like you know how Shin kept up with Gyoen's instincts in a sense, she keeps up with their strategy because like it seems she's always in the back foot, bro. Like fuck that, fuck this, oh my god, you gotta do something. And she's like scrambling.
So what about her battle against CGR? You don't think her strategy of using Shin the way they did to blow through CGR's defensive formation, like that was her?
I mean, was it really strategy? She just said, just go attack and go ham.
Nah, that.
And even then, Chogaryu outplayed her, but it was Kyokai saving the day.
How did Chogaryu outplay her?
Because she thought they would just get to their HQ, but Chogaryu left the HQ and then baited shit into chasing and then flanked them and then had them encircled and shit.
Yeah, but then that ended up backfiring on him because he lost his entire elite corps.
Yeah, but it's not really because of 10's doing. Like, she just got lucky in that sense.
But I'm saying the strategy was to have 10 and Shin attack, right?
Yeah, but she it's not like she was like Chogaryu might do this and then it won't matter regardless. Like there's no like implication that she expected Chogaryu to do that.
It's the entire message of this arc.
Who expects a general to really run away from a unit? You know,
expectation. Like,
I mean, if Shin and Kyokai are like creeping up on his HQ, I'd expect Chogaryu to leave.
He can regroup, always regroup. But yeah, another thing is that Chogaryu even set it up where he encircled Shin, plus he like reinforced the people attacking the other rest of the army and like sent people toward their HQ that's undefended. It was due to that guy that died.
But what I'm saying is that can't be counted against 10. That can't be counted against 10. She's not on the field to make on the field like that's Shin and that's why Shin and Kyokai are there. You know what I'm saying? Like she came up with the strategy and her overall strategy got Chogaryu ass killed.
Yeah, but we're saying like it's not due to her the brilliance of her strategy that fucking Chogaryu died.
I think she has peasants to work with. Yeah, act like she has fucking trained people. Like, come on, man, nigga. These niggas are peasants at the end of the day.
Oh, come on, bro.
No, come on, bro. Like, for real. Like, I don't think the High Shin unit can, like, talk strategy. Like, they can't, like, they can understand when, like, you say, yo, go to the right, send 100 to the left. But, like, if Ten were to really start talking strategy to them, like, yo, I want you to use the heroic strategy here, or I want you to use the falling arches or the 10-4 formation. Like, nigga, they'll look at her like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not them. So
I mean, we don't really know that. For the new recruits, for sure, but I don't know. Because the other troops have been training for a while with the High Shin unit.
But how much? Okay, it's a difference between, like, training to get stronger and training to, like, get better as a unit. But how much strategic training do you think they had?
We don't really know. I'd assume they learned.
I would assume they have a decent amount considering the 10 is there. I mean, I don't think she would let them slack in that regard, considering that that's important.
Man, I just think they just follow her orders and they just trust her so much. Like, cause like even when Shin started calling the tactics, they thought it was 10. And it's like, oh, she finally got a proper fight started. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't know what the fuck is going on. They just follow what the fuck they get an order, they do it, and they know it works because 10 is smart.
Well, what about when the High Shin unit they stopped like Yoen's rampage on day 3, and then like they were reorganizing their army, and everyone was like, "Wow, they're like reorganizing their army really quickly. Like this is like a legit army. Like these people seem trained." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think
that's what I'm saying. Like they can take they're good at taking orders. Get into this formation. Yeah, I bet. Yo, don't fuck up. They even said it in that chapter. Like, yo, don't mess up. Mess up? Come on, don't be stupid. But like I'm talking like pulling off actual strategies and tactics. Do you think that like if she were like, oh man, if anybody from the High Shin unit were to sit down in a strategy meeting, do you think that they would contribute more than Shin?
Probably
Kyokai.
not. Kyokai, yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. Like they're not. They don't have those type of minds. Like, it's been stated over and over. We have farmers. We have peasants. We have brainy guys. Even the Kabuki dudes were straight up brawn because Kabuki himself was the brain. Dukiyo's guys. Garo seems to be the only one that has like any strategic inklings whatsoever.
And San as well.
And
Shin is kind of a bad benchmark when you're talking about smart stuff, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, you don't see people like CGR's army is not telling people, "Yo, think for yourself." Like that, he's telling them exactly what to do, and the stuff
that was gonna be what I was gonna say. Like they don't need to be able to come up with strategies themselves to execute strategies, and that was what we were talking about. Like how 10 her strategy wasn't really that great, and I think in other circumstances she probably could use other tactics. It's just Chogaryu was out of her league.
Yeah, Chogaryu.
And like plus the situation, like they needed to go full offense.
All right, let me ask you something. How long has the High Shin unit been in like a unit, like a solid unit? Like 8 years.
About 8 years, huh?
Yeah.
8 years, 9 years. Okay. How long has Chogaryu's been an army?
Probably like 30 years. I don't know.
20 to 30 years.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like they have more men, they have more experience. So yes, they're gonna have.
I don't think it's just an experience thing. I think it's Chogaryu being better as a strategist, being a better teacher, like that as well.
So you think Chogaryu's a better strategist than Shoheikun?
Not than Shoheikun, but than 10 for sure. Several tiers up.
Well, yeah. I think he's a better strategist than 10 currently. But what I'm saying is, I don't know necessarily, because like think about it. Like when you're learning school and like you graduate, right?
Mm-hmm.
She graduated from the academy, so like I'm not sure if she's like using those upper echelon strategies that Shohekun has taught her because she can't use them with the current troops that she has. That's what I'm saying. She can't use advanced strategies because the High Shin unit members are not that flexible. You know,
maybe it's hard for me to like give a definitive answer on that because I don't know what advanced strategies Soheiken would really have. Like the Hero, whatever that was called, it wasn't really that advanced. So I need to see the strategies themselves, and I don't really know how well trained the Haishin unit is in terms of tactics. Like it's kind of vague.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like they're good enough to say, yo, the five of us can gang up and work together as a unit. You know what I'm saying? They're good on like I don't even know what to say. They're good. They're good on like just fucking shit up, honestly.
But
they don't have a tactics because they're always just charging at niggas.
I have to say about that is like, let's say you're in school, right? You don't go straight to the fucking military 50,000 versus 50,000 tactics. You build up the same way you would build up through the ranks. You learn the basic ones for like 5K, 1K, 8K, 10K, and she should have those down. Those are the basics and shit, and how to maneuver and stuff like that. So like, I don't think that's like excuse for her to like, oh, she probably knows the big tactics, but she doesn't know the like what to do now. And
but then, like even consider against Gyoun, like she was maneuvering them, and like they were having a battle of maneuvering, but it wasn't really like, well, her troops aren't smart enough to take full advantage of her tactics, and that's why they're losing. It's just Gyoun's instincts were too much. He was outmaneuvering her. It was like a battle of the HQ.
It was like she just like she reads everything a second too late.
I'm saying, but how do you train to like fight against somebody's instinct?
I'm saying that 10 right now, you can't like, we're not shitting on her. We're saying she's fucking facing these gods. Not gods, but like these
gods. I mean,
amazing people. Super amazing people, but we just want her to have a moment where she actually fights someone on her level or similar to it, and then she actually like saying 10's bad. She's pretty good, but like from what we see, she's being outmatched this whole arc. It's how it is.
Yeah, this reminds me of Dustin. He was like, "Yo, 10's gonna have the best like strategical feat in this whole campaign." Like he called this way back in the beginning of the arc, and I was like, "You fucking crazy, Dustin! Like what?" And then he's like, "Watch, my nigga, watch when it happens. We'll see." I was like, "All right, bro."
All I'm saying is that 10 is a lot better than what most people, which I'm giving her credit for.
Well, where do you place her exactly? Who would you compare her to?
In terms of like what
strategy,
overall strategy,
yeah.
Like, she's better than Heki by leaps and bounds.
For sure.
If he's the benchmark for what a fucking general is, then she's general level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of men, I can see her out strategizing Kinmo.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I can see her out strategizing him. I can see her out strategizing well, we already seen her out strategize Gaimo's strategist, so
yeah. Though she did have more troops.
What about Marin?
I don't know if she'd out strategize him in like an even battle with like you can't get reinforcements.
She out strategizes Marin?
I mean, but that's not that isn't even battle because the whole wave setup was them getting reinforcements.
That's true, but I'm like in a battle where it's just the two armies and you can't really get outside help, like I don't know if 10 can outmaneuver him.
Them using Shin as bait to let Kyokai get through is outmaneuvering him. But I get what you're saying. Like she only did that because she had to help. But I don't know.
Marin.
Yeah, and I don't think she's beating Marin. Honestly, I think Marin is slept on.
I want to see what Twilight said. I agree with you. I think Marin.
You said Marin.
Like the way
Marin.
He's like. I was like, you gotta handle this shit.
I think honestly, I think that's a really good fight. I honestly think that's.
I think she needed to have her own like awakening moment to beat Marin.
I think she'd win. I think she'd win, but like.
Marin got the experience and the fucking textbook knowledge of everyone.
I don't know. I mean, Marin, he went even with Kinmo while at a like huge terrain disadvantage. So I feel like he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but that's how bad Kinmo is.
Always advises in him as well. So like,
yeah, Kinmo's pretty ass.
I was gonna say Kinmo is pretty bad. That's why.
We will see that like as Shin becomes the general, she'll grow with him with the will, and she'll have like fights where Shin is like, you gotta handle this guy like intellectually, and she'll beat them. Well, I wouldn't know who that guy is yet. We haven't seen.
I'm telling you, like the only thing Karyoten needs to work on. Well, not the only thing, but like the major thing she needs to work. She has to learn to let go a little bit more. Like her unwillingness to like see niggas die. Like I get it, she doesn't want niggas to die, but like her hesitance is getting annoying. Like I thought she got over that before, but it's like it keeps creeping up. And if she's gonna be like
people die in war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people are gonna die. If she's gonna like hold down a wing, like I'm saying, if she's ever gonna be like a wing commander for Shin, she's gonna have to learn how to like just accept loss.
Yeah, you can't hesitate. You got to make the best play,
or train her men so fucking well that none of them ever die.
Which is impossible.
That's impossible.
I mean, if you give her a 3,000 man squad with a bunch of Takusans, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas is weak as fuck, but they all stick together and they kill one man. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, honestly, it would be really cool if Shoheku gave her, like, when Shin became a general, if Shoheku gave her, like, 1,000 men out of his personal platoon so that she can do some extra shit with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, spread them out so that they would have leaders to pull off, like, higher strategies. Because it's like we talk shit about Ten, but it's like, yo, what has Moten, like, what strategies has like Moten and them really done, or like and them really done? Like, we haven't seen any actual tactics.
I mean,
we've seen them come up with a plan.
Ohan outmaneuvering Chogaryu was a pretty damn good tactic, especially since like we've seen how impressive Chogaryu was. At the time, we were like, all right, this is cool, but when we learned how fucking beastly Chogaryu was, like, it adds a lot of impressiveness.
What did Uhon do exactly? He just split his men up and
so he sent his men like towards like Kin's side, and like he basically made Chogaryu think that all his men are trying to escape with him, and then he used that as a distraction and like sent a small unit toward the other side, and then Chogaryu didn't realize until it was too late, and like he went all the way around to flank Bananji.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Being able to think of that like on the spot,
I still think that her knowing that Shin would blow through his defensive formations pretty good too. She was banking on that shit. She was like, "Alright, this is not his full strength. He's still waiting." Like I'm just like, I know he got something else left, and when he shows that, that's when we show us like that. I don't know.
I think she's just lucky she has Shin and Kyokai.
No,
I think she really needs to step it up.
Bro, but you act like this is her army. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas act like she's like like this is not the 10 army. This is not the high 10 unit. Like, as a supporting role, my nigga, she's A1.
I mean, if you count supporting as just standing there and doing nothing most of the time, then I guess.
Oh, come on, bro.
Dude, I really think she needs to have more of an impact. Like, when Gyeon and Shin are having their little exchange, I feel like she should be able to make a difference instead of just standing there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay, I give you that.
Yeah, I just feel like she needs to do more.
See, but by that time they were to do it was just win the fight. You know what I'm saying? By the time Shin and Gyeon had started fighting.
No, I mean, I'm talking about when Shin and Gyeon were like having their little maneuvering battle, their battle of instincts.
I mean, nah, my nigga, she can't butt in. Like, that's just gonna mess everything. Like, you can't, that's backseat driving. You can't do that. I thought she was talking about after Shin left.
She can't like go into the front lines and like do some formations or something, or like gather up the troops, have them recover or something.
That's what ends for, bro.
Have two people do it. One person doing it is better than two, right?
Yeah, and that's why they sent Kyokai.
Hey man, they should send her too.
And Garo and Naki, they sent everybody over there, bro.
One more can't hurt. One more can't hurt.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but no, her going down into that melee would have. I don't know if it would have helped because like it was just a melee. It was literally just, yo, we gotta kill more of them than they kill us. There is no like that's what Garo was saying. He was like, yo, it's too late for strategies and tactics, and Kyokai is like, yo, bottleneck them towards me. Like I don't know what Tim could have done in that situation.
Well, that specific spot, it was like at the breaking point, like Zawa about to completely dominate. It wasn't really like that for the whole battle. I feel like she can go in there and like see some units, like see some people are fucked up, this unit's been devastated, like, and gather up the troops, have them reorganize, and, like, get ready to fight in better condition, you know what I mean?
I'm saying, but think about how that battle flowed. They started off the battle, she was calling the shots, she was getting her ass handed to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shin came in and he wasn't breaking even, but he was making progress, right?
Yeah.
So it's at this point in her mind, she admitted to herself that whatever Shin was doing, even though it was sloppy, it was better than what she was doing. So honestly, her throwing her 2 cents in would just fuck up Shin because Shin is not using logic. You know what I'm saying? It would be different if it was another strategist that was, you know what I'm saying, doing something and she was throwing in strategic tidbits. But whatever advice she could offer Shin has no bearing on Shin because Shin does things by his gut. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'm
If
not
he
saying,
feels a
like,
certain way,
I'm not
then
saying
he
tell Shin
will.
what to do or anything. I just mean, like, going out into the front lines and making them fight more efficiently. Like, I don't think they were
No,
fighting as best as they
that's what
could.
I'm saying.
Because even then, like, Shin can still maneuver the troops, but they still fight how they fight. Like, he's not controlling exactly how they
Yeah,
fight in the battle.
no, but that's the thing though. When Shin was maneuvering them, they started fighting better because Koga was like you know what I'm saying, like when Tin was the one calling the shots, they were getting flanked. When Shin was calling the shots, they were doing the flanking, and they immediately said, all right, now that we got shit going, it's a proper fight." You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, but
it
I'm
was
talking about,
literally
like,
because
after
Shin
the
was
flanking already happens and they're just there in the melee, like, you don't think they can reorganize the troops or, like, do anything
nah.
at that point? Like, I feel
And
like if they can't do
once
anything,
the
it's just
melee
it's just
breaks
because
out,
10
you
sucks.
fight. No, I'm just saying, once the melee breaks out, you fight your opponent, you kill your opponent, you go on to the next person, or you wait for your orders. Like I don't like that's what I mean. Like Shin could have went down there and boosted their morale and got them to fight better. I don't know if Tin can do that. As a matter of fact, I doubt Tin can go down there and boost morale because every time they see Tin on the battlefield, they're like, "Strategist girl, why are you here?"
You think, like, if Ousen was there, that, like, and he pretty much gave Shin the reins, you don't think he can go out and, like, maneuver troops and fight more efficiently or anything? You think he'd be useless too?
Not that he'd be useless, but that he would stick to his role. Like I don't. First of all, I don't see Olsen ever doing that. But if that
Yeah,
did
for sure.
happen, Olsen would just all right. Like if Shin is gonna run shit, let's see what Shin does. If what Shin does is more beneficial than what I'm doing, I'm gonna basically sit back and take notes, like what Tin did. Because honestly, there's nothing that she could have broke. You're expecting her to go down there and be like, Koga, move your arm, like Koga, move over to the left. Like, nah, bro, she's not doing
Nah,
like that's
bro,
not her job.
she did that before, where she was like in the thick of it and maneuvering. At the same time, that just shows that she doesn't have the whole fucking the view of the battle shit, where she can know where she can alter things even in the thick of it. I think it's inexcusable for her to have Shin have a fucking one-on-one fight with what's his name, Gyoen, and like they're like going back and forth, and she herself can't really. That's impossible for that to happen. It should be something that she
What
can
do you
do.
mean?
Like, let's say they're fighting out in the melee, right? And,
No,
like,
no, hold on. I didn't
alright,
hear. I didn't
you
hear
can
everything
see what
you
Draco
said.
means first.
Yeah, that's like you said right now. Like, what's Denrimi and Soyu are in a melee with the armies of Ruboku, right? And then
Right.
in the thick of it, but then still, fucking Ocean is looking at the entire board and seeing, hey, where can I move shit and where can I like affect things to like make us be in a better position. Just because Shin is taking the reins over Gyoen doesn't mean that Ten cannot do a thing herself that will aid Shin or help Shin in achieving his victory.
Well, that's kind of
Like,
different because
I don't
Ousen
think.
has more men to spare.
I was
Yeah,
about
but
to say,
she
not
she
only
still has
that,
Trent
bro,
and
but it's like,
she still has
what
people
did
that
you
she can.
expect her to do? Like seriously, once Shin
I
took
don't know what
over
she.
and it was an instinctual battle, what room was there for her with her logic to to interfere with their instinct? There
Like,
was
let's say
literally
she
no
goes in
room
there
for
and,
it.
like, one unit is, like, getting decimated, another unit's decimating. It's like, alright, this unit that's getting decimated, you guys fall back. The unit that's decimating, you guys send half of your troops to go help the other unit, go collapse on them, and, like, do some, like, little strategies like that.
I'm saying, why? When has
Maintaining
she
shit.
ever done that? The only time she's ever done that was during the coalition, and that was the one time she did that when she ran down there to reform everybody because everything was complete shit.
I mean, that's what I'm
And
saying. I
shit,
feel like she should do that more.
but why? If it's not
It
complete shit,
helps.
why risk her? Why risk her getting killed though?
I mean, you could say it's risky, but all I'm arguing is that I think she should be able to do more. Like even if she shouldn't, like if she was better, she'd be able to do more.
I think that
if she was better, just like shitting on 10.
I mean, I do, but this isn't what this is about, all right? Don't turn it into that.
That's exactly what it is. Y'all just like shitting on 10 because y'all sitting here telling me y'all want her to do more, but can't think of a single thing other than like just going down there for no, like, bro, she's not gonna sit there. If Shin's maneuvering niggas and they're making headway,
I mean, I gave an example.
Her going down there, like again, but I'm countering that example because because what Shin was doing was working. There was no reason for her to go down there to pinpoint one or two locations. Like you know what I'm saying, like, and risk herself getting killed because she's more valuable to the overall spectrum of the army than those one or two. Like my nigga, whenever they was getting reports, it was B-Hayes unit, my nigga. Like we don't care about B-Hayes unit. They dead. Like I don't think Finn did anything wrong.
I'm confused. Why do you think that she has to go down there? She never went down there before, and she was still able to maneuver things from HQ.
Because again,
it's hard to see from like the HQ and like give like specific orders, but like there's like information relaying speed too. Like it will take a while for the information to get relayed, and by that point it'll probably be too late. So she'd need to like go into the thick of things herself.
And that's
Isn't it always like that?
Whatever adjustments she made would have messed with Shin's instincts. You got to remember, this is the first time Shin has done this, so you can't really interfere too much with it when he's just trying out the reins.
But at that point, Shin's not even maneuvering those guys anymore. All I'm saying is that she could like tip the scales like slightly more in their favor. You can say that it's risky, but there's no guarantee of her dying either, and that doesn't really counter my point of her being able to help more.
I don't
just,
get what you mean
just
that
risky.
Shin's not manipulating them anymore. Like when
if
did he ever stop manipulating them?
When he went out, and when he
right, but that's what I'm saying. By the time Shin himself went out to fight Gyo-un, there was no need for formations. It was simply everybody fight.
No need, but they can help.
No need, but that's what. But like, what was she going to do? You're talking about when Kyokai took over and Kyokai was fighting the fire, and she said, "Do the neck thing." What was Ten going to do in that situation? Tell niggas to fight a little, like how to fight a little better. No, nigga, it's kill the nigga in front of you. Like there was literally nothing else for her to do at that point.
Ten can't do anything in Kyokai's situation, but like I said, Kyokai's spot was way worse than the other battlefield spots.
No, but what I'm saying is everything that led up to that moment, there was no chance for her at the point where Kyokai brought Shin back to the HQ. There was literally nothing else for Shin to do but take notes. To learn better for next time how to fight an instinctual general, how to counter instinctual generals.
Remember Heki's tactics? The fucking basic shit?
Yeah.
You don't think they could do that? Or like do something like that?
That's not the high Shin. That would require them to have been in formation. And again, by the time that whole Great Blaze shit happened, who was this? Garo himself said, "Yo, we have no formations. Everything is out of order." Like there was nothing that they could have done, bro. And if you're telling me that 10 going down there trying to shape the entire army in the middle of a melee would have been beneficial, I'm gonna say maybe.
Maybe I'll take that. My point was like, if some units in the parts that wasn't the Great Blaze, like the parts that wasn't intense, if some units are like winning and like destroying the units and some are losing,
that's what I'm saying. All of everything that wasn't Shin's battle was a part of that Great Blaze, bro. There were no spare units.
There wasn't spare units, but that Great Blaze, the Kyokai specific spot, that was a way worse situation than any other part of the battlefild.
Yeah, because she made it that way.
No, because Gyo-un made it that way.
No, I'm saying because there were enemies everywhere, but Kyokai literally like moved and maneuvered Ryusen and Genyu over the Sosui spot and Garo spot and she said, "Yo, it doesn't even matter if you don't kill them, just push them towards the middle." She herself made that the kill zone. She herself made that.
Yeah, she made the kill zone because of the way Gyo-un like maneuvered. It was, if she doesn't do that, then it's gonna collapse. While the whole like rest of the battlefield, that wasn't that severe. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying the rest of the battlefield was that severe, and she decided to take it all upon herself to make it manageable.
It wasn't though, because Gyo-un sent like the majority of like his elite troops over there, and like he's like, this is where we're gonna break through. But even though it was a bait, at the same time, that's where he was planning to devastate the Haishin unit.
At that specific
like all the other part of the battlefield, it was like kind of evenish. Like some parts of Shin's units were getting the better of Gyeon's units, some parts they were losing. But at that specific spot, it was like if they don't do something crazy, the whole Haishin unit is gonna collapse.
No, bro, you're misremembering because the part you're talking about is before the Great Blaze was identified. By the time Shin himself went to fight Gyo-un, he had already sent Kyokai to the Great Blaze. There was no more flanking and this unit losing that unit. They had literally.
No, I'm not saying at that point they're still flanking. I'm saying as a result of the flanking, it was kind of even. Like some parts of Shin's unit were like getting the better of Gyo-un's, and like some parts of Gyo-un's were getting the better. But it wasn't like a crazy enough situation where you need to do something crazy or else that spot's gonna collapse.
I mean, yeah, it was because that's why they designated it as the spot of the Great Blaze.
What do you mean?
What I'm saying? Because when they were doing the maneuver, like when Gyo doing the maneuver, because he was the one doing all the setup. Shin was just reacting to his shit. So when Gyo-un is doing all of this setting up and all of this maneuvering with his instincts to set up the Great Blaze, he's basically setting up the kill zone or where he thinks the kill zone is going to be.
Yeah.
Shin saw that shit and sent everybody there. So the battlefield as a whole might not have been like it wasn't as hectic yet because all of the reserve troops hadn't gotten there yet. But as soon as all the reserve troops got there, that whole area to the right side of that battlefield became nothing but melees, mosh pits, and just carnage, bro. And that's why it opened up that one slither of path that led to both sides' HQs, and that's when Shin saw it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that whole battlefield was getting crazy the second they sent they sent their reserve units forward. That battlefield was too crazy for 10 to have done anything.
Well, my point is that no other spot other than the Great Blaze was as big of an advantage for the Gyoen army.
But where else did he have troops?
All around the battle?
No,
the Great Blaze did not encompass the whole battlefield, bro.
It did between the Haishin unit and yes, it did.
It did not. It was one specific spot.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, bro, it was the entire battlefield. The only little spot that was left is where Shin and Gyo-un fought.
Bro, it wasn't even half of the battlefield. There's literally this spot at like the right side.
Yeah, it was like a corner piece of the battle. That's why.
Not a corner piece, but it was like a little bit to the right of the center.
It was the entire right side of their battlefield. It was the center right side of their battlefield. That's what Shin and them fought on the left hand side. And if you're telling me that she should have went to the left hand side where it didn't matter and reformed them instead of focusing on the Great Blade, like, come on, that makes no sense, bro.
I mean, if she's not doing anything, then she might as well help a little bit.
I'm saying that makes it's more of a help. It's more of a help staying at the HQ and waiting for the opportune time to help out the center, as opposed to going and helping out an area that Shin told you to leave alone. That's what got them into this trouble in the first place.
I mean, how's she gonna help out the center?
By waiting and biding her time. That's my point. It's like going to the left, that made no sense. There was nothing to be gained by going to the left.
All right, bro. I'm about to send you a pic real quick.
Like, you're saying the left of, like, you're saying even further left of where Shin and Gyo-un were fighting. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Shin and Gyo-un were like near the center. Dude, look at this pic. Right, that's the Great Blaze, my nigga. You telling me that's the whole right side of the battlefield?
Let me get.
I told you a corner piece.
Bro, no. Now keep going. What chapter is it?
546. I'll post the whole page too.
Now keep going. Because I'm guaranteeing you the battle.
That's a long ass time ago.
I'm about to say, not only that, yeah, that is a long.
I'll post some more pics.
But like that's
546. Wow.
That's Shin initially seeing the blaze. You know what I'm saying? That's him saying, "Oh, that's the spot." That the blaze hasn't even started yet because he's just now saying, "What is that spot giving off the heat?" That's Lieutenant N spot. They didn't even send the reserves yet, there, bro. That's what I'm saying. The huge melee with Kyokai didn't even.
But dude, I'm posting more pics. Look at it, bro. Like it's literally not even all the right side.
Okay, this panel you posted with the sliver, that's a good picture. And what I'm saying is everything left of that line is null and void. Makes no difference.
I mean, it makes no difference in hindsight, but if you're in the
hindsight, that's literally what Shin told her. The Great Blaze is to the right. Focus everything to the right. That's literally what he told her.
And yeah, but again, I'm not saying to send more. I'm not sending to send more troops. I'm not saying to send more troops to the right or the left. I'm just saying to go over there and like do some tactics with the already existing troops. Like I said, like some units from Shin's army, they were winning some clashes. Some units were losing. You can get the units that are winning the clashes and get them to reinforce the units that are losing the clashes. You know what I mean? Or like pull some small tactics. You could argue it's irrelevant, and we know it ended up being irrelevant because she didn't really have to do anything. But she could at least try to help.
Like, at this point, my nigga, you just gotta like trust your men to get the job done.
I mean, maybe, but if you could help, you might as well. That's the way I see it. The only thing you can argue is that it's risky, but I don't know.
How do you? But I'm saying, how do you reform? Like think about it. How do you start to reform a formation in this big of a melee?
Like, because what was she gonna do? If some units are winning, then that opens up space to send help.
But if everything is even, what if nobody's winning? Everybody's fighting for their lives, breaking even. Like there's no glimpse of any, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you're going to the left in hopes that there was like, nah, just stay at the HQ.
Well, we know some units were winning because that's like what was the whole premise of the battle when Shin and Gon started having their little like face off and shit. Like Shin won some, Gon won some.
But when that blaze, I'm saying, yeah, they won some, they was losing some. But when that blaze started, everything went back. It's like when the playoffs start, my nigga. Everybody got the same fucking record. You know what I'm saying? When that blaze, when they just like when that blaze point was decided, and they sent all the reserves there, all of those wins and losses from early in the battle were null and void.
I only think it's null and void in like the grand scheme. I think there's like some places where Shin's army would be winning and like vice versa.
Yeah, but that's I mean, I get it, but you got to focus on the most vital clash. And the most vital clash was the one in the middle where Shin was at, fighting, holding off Gil-un from destroying their HQ, and the Great Blaze to the right. The left side of that battlefield was designated as a nigga, handle your own shit.
All I'm saying is she could have helped a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all being unnecessarily rough or like y'all being unnecessarily hard on 10. Like,
well, that's the thing because a lot of people hype her, and I want to see her like actually do something to deserve the hype. I don't want to see her.
Who is hype 10?
A bunch of people, dude.
A bunch of people.
I know Dustin for sure.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
he hypes the hell out of her.
Dustin not too long ago. He said that Dustin, she was going to have the best strategic feat, which is wild.
Okay.
I'm reading that chapter, and that's the sixth panel. Fucking Yona's like, "How far will you keep up with me?" Basically.
Oh yeah, that was pretty dope.
But yeah, yo, up pretty well because he matched. I'm not saying he matched him blow for blow, but like he fucking. You already know at the spot.
You know what I mean? Like, they was like, I don't see what all the fuss is about. You know,
all I'm saying is I gotta stop sleeping on 10. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man, if she does something great, I'll acknowledge it.
We're never gonna be biased and say that wasn't that good and shit like that. If it's good, it's good. Yeah, the facts speak for themselves.
Shitting on 10 already. Like she's not the youngest person on the battlefield making moves. Like she didn't help your boy Conky out. Like she didn't help your boy Conky out in the Hills.
Relax.
That really relax. That whole thing was set up due to 10. Nigga, fuck out of here. You want to talk about some shit? Let's talk about the fact that nobody on your boy Conky side has as much of an impact as 10 in that war.
Bro, Conky had that shit planned, bro. You like. That's some basic shit.
You shouldn't have turned into Draco wanking Conky again, bro. You fucked up.
This is some basic nigga shit, right? Basic nigga shit, right?
But Zeno still failed. Basically, it was some basic shit, but your boy still failed.
I'm like, yeah.
That's
some shit like that, you know.
Your great monster Zeno failed to kill Kesha.
I mean,
I think you succeeded.
Yeah, he was literally 3 soldiers worth of distance away from Keisha and failed somehow. He couldn't cover that distance in the time it took Kisui to descend from the hill, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is that?
Because, like, yeah, you want to sit there and talk shit like Zeno's trash, nigga.
Trash, bro. Don't mention that nigga. Never again.
Like, come on.
Put Kanki in front of 10, bro. Fight over in 30 minutes.
Like 10 didn't have every strategist on that field on notice. Like literally, they designated like 3 whole pages just to highlight how fucking boss she was in that moment. And you gonna sit and tell me she never had a boss moment? Like, get out of here, bro.
Like Kanki, Kanki got the progress report, right? So like 10 or some fucking no-name guy in his army comes to him, yo, bro. You know what, bro? It's 10 chicks. She ain't bad. I'm example. She ain't bad. Like, what the fuck she do? They explain it. That's it. Poor dog. Again, I expected that shit from her.
Her maneuver is what allowed Kanki to fail. Understand that. If she doesn't do what she do, Kanki doesn't even get the chance to fail.
Kanki was under the pretense that they take nigga shit like that, and he's gonna play off it. Like, what do you mean?
Kanki overrated them. Actually, he's like, wow, they actually fucking lost the hill. Like, the fuck.
He underestimated.
Like he fucking was like, there's no way this fucking slave boy and this fucking chick that was like 10 years old are gonna lose a hill like that. Come on, guys.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let's talk about. See, we really gonna turn this into a Kanki discussion. Let's talk about how his niggas got shitted on by Gakurai and had to blow the whistle mad quick. They got flanked by Kesha and had to blow and got their shit bodied on the first day. So let's talk about failures. Zeno and Raito both failed together against Kesha, boy. Let's not start this.
That was pretty ass. Not even because of Zeno and Raito. I just don't see how Kanki doesn't see a basic flank coming.
I feel like it's mistranslation.
Yeah, but then he want to blame Shin.
Oh, mistranslation.
How you gonna sit there? How you gonna sit there and blame Shin when 2 of your best dudes got the same treatment?
Do you know why fucking Zeno had to be fucking dispatched that early? Because 10 on our dumbass and Shin fell for some fucking scarecrows on top of a hill, letting them have all this land for free, which...
And Zeno and Raito ran right into a trap like some dumbasses.
Bro. What I'm saying is, right, Kanki was like, testing that shit out. You know, you dip your hand in some hot water, see how hot it is, shit like that. That's what he was doing with Kesha, right? Once he realized, she wasn't there to play, he took a step back and used the fact that she fucking sets traps and stuff. And like,
why not? That's literally what is known about Kesha.
Kesha is
he's the silent hunter.
He didn't know that.
Yes, they did. Kanki definitely knew. Kanki knew for a fact that Kesha was the silent hunter. That's literally his fucking moniker, bro. So if you're gonna sit here and tell me that Kanki, the smart guy that you put on Roboku's level, didn't know that Kesha was a fucking trap setter, then come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
He just wanted to see how it worked, bro. You telling me?
So he risked his best army just to see how some shit works.
I mean, I'm gonna have to side with Draco on this. It's not really that much of a risk because they have that retreating strategy.
Basically, he's fucking trying to. See, if
you're trying to take the hills, and the fact that the hills as fast as possible, and you retreated.
Kanki had it down since jump, bro. Fast as possible. I think he did it in 5 days, bro. That's it.
Yes, because of 10. No, but you gotta understand that if 10 doesn't set up that situation to where Kesha gets annoyed that the Haishin unit is pressuring
Kanki set that up. What are you talking about?
Kanki did not set that up.
I'll tell you why.
Did not set that up.
Well, the Haishin unit set up Kanki set up.
Sorry.
Yeah, like he fucking had that shit. Like, I'm gonna give him this basic ass fucking pass. I'm gonna even stall some of my men.
Nobody knocked.
I gotta teach us, get some knowledge, bro. Talking about Kanki like he's some scrub. Come on.
Like I said, if Shin and them don't pressure Kisui, Kesha doesn't leave his hill to attack them, then he doesn't get flanked by Zeno and run away, giving Shin an opportunity to kill him. If that doesn't happen, Kisui never takes over the hill and Kanki never uses Raigen as a way to. So your boy's biggest feat came from 10.
Bro, he came from the HSU, but like this shit, right? If you have a fucking formidable army like the Haishin unit, why the fuck would you not use them? And then,
I mean, he's not arguing that he shouldn't use them. He's just saying that the Haishin unit set it up. But it is kind of like what Ousen's doing with the Haishin unit in the right wing right now.
It's like fucking like he's using their fucking formidable strength.
Right, but what I'm saying is no, because it's a little bit different. because with the Conky situation, Ten and them like Ten
told
herself decided to stop going for the hill in front, to stop going for the hills on the right to pressure the center hill. Because their initial mission was to take
that fucking Cocky took, bro. Like, you know, if 10 is worth a damn, she'll do that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, that's
oh, come on.
See, there we go. You just there's no point even talking anymore.
Yeah, I actually, Sibo, you still there? Sibo?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so I wanted to know what you said was contrived earlier. I didn't fucking forget about that.
Well, I can't remember.
Well, I was basically
you were saying something was dragging too.
Yeah, I was trying to set you up because I know you told me that you thought the Gyoen and Ohan moment was ass, and back when like we were talking in the text chat, I was like, "Why was it ass?" And then you never answered me, so I did want to know what you thought about that.
Well, like I said earlier, my memory is pretty ass. So I mean, like all I can say is that I know when I read it, I just didn't like it.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about when Kanjo came through and he's like, "Yo, Ohan, like come over where I am," and then he was surrounded by Gyoen and the spears, and then Gyoen didn't do anything while Ohan like attacked the spears and ran away. Is that what you're talking about?
Probably so.
Yeah. So what I was gonna argue for that is like you could argue that that was just Gyoen jobbing and like pulling a smoothie, but the way I saw it was, and you could say this is reaching, whatever, but the way I saw it was Ohan, he was using his last bit of energy to like break through and like, you know, try to get to Kanjo, but I think in Gyoen's mind, he's like, why risk getting like a stab wound or like a bad wound or anything from Ohan while he's putting his last bit of energy when I can just wait until he uses all his energy and then I can just finish him off when he's weak as hell.
I agree with John because
that does make sense.
Wither him down. I'm like, he knew he's not fucking escaping his prison, so
Yeah.
like I'm gonna fuck him up regardless. You know, I'm gonna get mine.
I do think it's weird that they didn't like say that though. Like it just didn't show Gyoen at all until he pulled up at the last second. So I do think it's kind of like weird portrayal or like weird execution.
It was for like the hype purposes. Like, you thought, oh my god, he escaped. Nah, bitch. Fucking Gyoen stood in front of him.
Nah, son, you ain't getting off that easily.
Man. Honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, I like that fight to me was like just blah.
I feel like,
and I think
if he went from jump, he would have fucked him up and like I don't know, would have been nothing.
I think it's because they told us that Uhong was gonna be that's why I kind of like took away from it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
took
true.
it away
That's
from
true.
me. It was like
my thing is I just wanted to see how he was defeated. I didn't really care. But
like there's another thing. It's like because like, we know he's not gonna die. Like we know he wasn't gonna die, but
yeah.
So it was like, like I don't know. I went into it thinking like, all right, he's about to get handed. He's about to get handed this L.
And he get L. I don't understand.
I don't know. He went out better than I thought because he took Gil.
Yeah. Since I'm a feats tard, I just wanted to see what feats would come out of it from both sides, and I liked seeing the matchup.
Like,
but I could see why you wouldn't like it.
His plan, or I think it was Revoke, but we were on the same page, whatever. That shit worked out, and like the Rikagu was formidable trap, probably the best. I don't know if it's the best death trap shit because we've heard that where it's kill zone multiple times, just fucking, and no one dies.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't really anything. Like they said, it was like a special formation, but it just looked like normal soldiers standing in normal positions.
Yeah, like a hexagon of soldiers like surrounding you, like forever. But then the fact that these soldiers are so strong is the key, I guess.
But it implied it was like something special about the formation, and they just didn't. Hara did like a pretty terrible job at visually displaying that.
Yeah, it was like we were just in a mix of it.
Yeah.
Wait, which formation are we talking about?
The Raigoku. Basically,
man, they surrounded one person and everybody stabbed at him. Like that it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, but like they explained it as like something special. Like the more you try to fight, or like the more you try to escape, the tighter the noose gets. And like I don't know, like it just seemed like it was like a normal like encirclement. Like I don't get what's so special about it.
The fact that it was 10 top-notch dudes, that's what I'm saying. It was just 10 dudes plus Gil-un surrounding one dude, If you tried to run, the people behind you would get closer. If you tried to fight, the people behind you would get closer. It's like that. That's what I got from it. That's what the harder you fought, the tighter the noose got, because it was like no matter no matter which angle you tried to take this at, you was always gonna get pressured from behind.
So. Seemed to me like it was implying some special tactics. But yo, I'm about to end this soon. We can end off with like predictions. What do you guys think is gonna happen with the whole ousen thing?
I was talking about it earlier today, and you like kind of disagreed, and I understood your disagreement. I felt like it's gonna be just showing.
Well, I didn't really disagree. I just said I'd prefer something else.
Yeah, that's a better way of saying it. But yeah, I felt like the best way to like counter something that like that is just fucking group up, spread yourself out, and like the whole point of the formation, from what I gathered, is it makes wedges in between your army, which makes you like separate. That like reduces your overall, what do you call it, force when you're like, trying to attack the formation. So what ousen is doing is spreading out his men and attacking them head on, which makes them like have nowhere to like cling on to separate the two armies. I mean, that's where I may have like a low level understanding of the formation.
Do you feel like he's separating Denrimi's army? Because I didn't really get that from reading. I just felt like Denrimi was trying to attack, and they had like some super defense or something.
Felt like I don't know. We didn't see it, but then it made it seem like we saw it through Soyu's army, where like her army got separated, the chick's army, after, because due to that formation. And I'm seeing this happen everywhere.
I could see why you think that.
See, but hold on, that's another thing, because they didn't even like they only had 1,000 men when they went to go on that little probing mission, and because like they seem to be more offensive oriented, they might have been able to do better if they had more men.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, that's true.
I feel like there's also something special about like the soldiers. Like I feel like Riboku made sure a lot of their like elite troops are shield troops, because there was definitely something. Are you grinding up that bud?
You already know.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a bunch of shield troops that are elite, and they're just really special troops. And I feel like that's why they could blunt Denrimi's offensive attack so easily. I feel like that might have something to do with it.
So like, what do you think is the way? You think there's gonna be like some intricate shit that ousen does? Like, he's not gonna show his maneuvering now, but like as he gets closer, he's gonna do some weird shifting.
I mean, I'm hoping he does some intricate shit, but from what it seems like right now, it seems like he's just gonna go brute force. Like arguing otherwise is just going against what Har is trying to make you think.
It seems like in this case, no formation is the best formation.
Yeah, like just not trying to be cute with it, like just straight up.
Yeah, because like honestly, like because when what was it? So when So was like, so are you going to use the crane formation that you're so fond of? Like I was like, wait, so like Riboku's using the great crane formation. Ousen likes using the crane formation, and I'm in my head like, is it just like an upgraded version? Is that why he was able to easily? But if it was just an
I think it's a different
version,
strategy.
Yeah, that's why I changed my mind, because if it was just an upgraded version, it wouldn't have taken him that long, or he would have the same like strategy. So I don't know. I don't think ousen. I don't think ousen is I think ousen's a hybrid type, so he might be using instincts next round.
I agree, actually. I feel like that moment where like he looked to the right and like he's like they're like at the center army or something. He's like, no, even further back. Like I feel like he knew something might have happened, because it was weird how we just randomly looked right before Mobu gave his speech, and he's like, some shit's about to go down. So I kind of feel that.
Another thing about it, like reinforcing the fact is brute force, is the way he lined up was straight, and like it was basically like you said, it was saying, "Yo, I'm gonna attack you," and that made Riboku shook. Like, why would him just trying to come straight attack and make him surprised if that isn't the.
Yeah, because at first Riboku was like, "Ho," like he's like, "Oh, you're falling from my trap. Keep going, nigga. Go ahead." And he's like, "Oh shit, wait, what? Get into formations, bro. Do your little strategies. What you mean?"
Yeah, bro. Show me the crane. Show me the crane. Nah, bro.
Show me that special shit you used. Yeah. And you did none of it.
Like it's so cool. Like,
that's weird.
Ar's portraying it, like you just see through Ousen's eyes, like they figured it out, and then you see through Riboku's eyes, like, oh fuck, and he knows exactly at the moment he fucked up, and I like, oh fuck, we gotta change it right now.
See, and that's why I don't think Riboku,
a lot.
Riboku himself Like Roboku himself won't be in any danger because he sees that shit already. Like they haven't even collided yet, and he is about to go down. So at the first sign that his army is nowhere, has no chance of winning, he's gonna retreat.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy because he has 20k more men. So if you have Ousen and Riboku be pretty even, or you have Ousen get the advantage before Shin comes, that's pretty bad for Riboku's hype.
That's about one.
Which is why I don't think. I honestly think Riboku will because like you said they have the numbers advantage and you have to take into consideration the hype factor and the overall storytelling. I don't think Riboku will be on the losing end completely until Shin gets.
See, I think he will. Well, I don't think completely. I think Ousen will have a slight advantage. My thing is, and I'm hoping for this. I hope Riboku learns from this and stops being so fucking arrogant, and then he improves later on, and then that's how he devastates Conky or whatever happens.
Later on,
I don't think it'll really be bad for Riboku though. I mean, I think it'll only be bad for people who like shitting on characters who are normally hyped up. That's who it'll be bad for. But I mean, honestly, because of all the characters in Kingdom, of all the generals, how many people have better portrayal than Riboku?
I mean, Riboku has better portrayal than anyone in the verse as of now. But that's the thing. I think Ousen has better feats.
I don't think it'll be really shitty for Riboku to be outdone by Ousen. I just think, like I said,
people can argue that's him not living up to his portrayal.
Right, I was just about to say because if you think about it, his portrayal is from killing Oki and then Hoken killing Gekishin, right? Because we don't know what would have happened if he had not been there. If Gekishin and Riboku fought in an actual duel, if Hoken wasn't there, we don't know how that would have ended. So
I give Riboku benefit of the doubt.
No. Riboku probably would have won, but I don't say he probably would have been more of a legend if he personally did it. Okay, forget it. But he still failed a bunch of times.
Yeah. The thing is that he's been hyped up to a crazy level. Oki's an enemy of an unprecedented level. And people are saying he's over 6 GG level. And then if he gets beat by Ousen in this situation, that's definitely showcasing that his portrayal is getting overhyped.
I do think he is over 6. He is over the 6 greats and the 6 Quinn and the 3 greats, the 3 great heavens. I think he
really
wasn't Ousen given the same portrayal though.
Yeah, pretty much. Not as it's not as obvious, but pretty much.
I only think that's the case because things always get better as the generations pass. So it's in a sense, Riboku has all of those same qualities and tactics and strategies that they had, and then he's only adding to them. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but I just value martial might and morale boosting that Oki and Rempa have so much on top of them already being great strategists and then having instincts. I value that completeness a lot.
That's the thing, though. I think if Riboku had to, he could. I wouldn't say he's a martial might guy like Renpa and Oki, but I think he could boost morale.
Yeah, for sure.
Soldiers and the common man. I think he could really turn up the common folk.
Probably not to the same degree as Oki or Rempa though.
I think
I don't think so. Fucking Rempa, yikes.
Yeah.
Because maybe not. Yeah, Renpa was different. He was just.
Renpa was giving a nigga a hockey hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say he was good. Yeah, he was. But but you got to remember, Riboku's also a prime minister. So it's if you see a great general, prime minister on the battlefield, front lines with you, I don't know, my nigga, that might have a similar effect. We just haven't. He's always been set up to be in these overwhelming, odd situations.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can make an argument for it, but for now, I have Rempa as the best, then Oki, then Ousen, then Riboku. But even if you think he's better than Oki and Rempa, I don't think you can really make an argument for him being on another tier.
No, not another tier, but I just think
I have those guys above him.
Just slightly better than those two, and I think Ousen is slightly better than those two too. I just think, like I said, it's a generational thing. As the generations pass, they're always gonna get better and better. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that is a shonen thing.
You would consider in as far as the Quinn 6, wouldn't Ousen be the new Hakuki?
Pretty much.
Right? And
I
it's
think it's
like
better.
From what we know, he definitely seems better because his defensive formation is like the best in the verse by far, and then he has crazy offense with Eiko and Solo, though I don't know if you count those as like Ousen's power.
He has forts.
Yeah.
His army is just ridiculous, and then his tactics are ridiculous. Like Ousen is a monster, bro.
And I
This
like
guy's
the
a
way
problem.
he does things too.
Yeah, RSJ better than him. Yep.
I don't think we've ever seen like Ousen just like belittle someone. Like not like yeah, he called Ordo a fool, but like in the sense of like how like Uhon does it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we've ever seen him like completely. Like,
he barely talks.
Hey, he lets his actions do the talking.
You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of his
He
recruitment,
said, "Bring
like,
this nigga to his knees, bro." Like he's
like I don't know. It just seems like no matter what your status is if you're good, he'll recruit you. Whether it be
and I think that's a
global,
key
like,
difference
Jin,
between him and Ohan.
Yeah.
That's why he wants Ohan to understand, maybe. That's why he fucking puts him in his crew.
Maybe. That is probably one of Ohan's weaknesses. Well, not probably, it definitely is.
Yeah, he needs to like fucking know that, like, we're in a fucking war. Benz was best.
Yeah, remember when Ohan's like, who cares about Conky? He's just a fucking bandit leader.
Yeah,
right.
Fuck, dude, yo, Con could have like, if Ousen heard that shit, like, yo, send him to Sake Clan for a week, bruh. Let that nigga feel it.
How about you and your 5,000 go against the Zeno clan? See how weak they are.
Yo, remember when in like one of Dustin's streams where like me, you, and Melozo, we were like, yo, send 10 to the Saki clan real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like Draco said it, and then Melozo's like, yo, facts, Draco, and I'm like, yo, facts, Melozo, like for real.
Send 10 to the Saki clan. Yo, y'all fast.
Yo, 10 get fucked up, bro. She comes back better though. Like she starts being like she didn't care about killing people now after he's been through that.
And
oh man,
yikes, bro. I don't know. Like I don't want to be. I don't know, man. Anyone that fucking deals with the Sake clan, yeah, I'd rather just die.
For real.
Honestly, that's
you can kill me, kill my entire family, dog. I'm not taking out. Like I don't care. It's like kill everyone. Just don't.
Just kill everybody.
Yeah. I sacrifice to get that pain.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's been a good discussion.
Yeah, it's been a good stream. Like, how long was that shit? 2 hours?
I don't even know, bro. I have no idea.
Yeah, show that?
I'll probably see later when I check the recording. But yo, sub to my nigga Twale. He's always hooking me up with the great reviews. One of the best reviewers in the game right now.
Yo, what's
show him some love. He has like fucking like 20 subs, like fucking criminally underrated, bro.
It's more than that, like a bit more than that, like maybe 100 subs. Am I wrong?
I don't think it's 100.
Who, me?
You, yeah.
I have 70. 70. Let me.
Up there, bro. Get this nigga to 100.
Oh, good shit.
Yeah, Steve, we gotta give him a shout out. Do you have a 1K subs?
77. 77 subscribers.
Like 400.
Yeah, you definitely deserve a lot more than that.
I took a little hiatus on some Hunter shit.
Yeah, we all do.
Came back stronger. Yeah, like remember me, bro. You had me uploaded like every 2 weeks, every week. Fucking been 8 months, bro.
Got through the door. Yo, where's those reviews, Draco? I need some more of those analysis.
Yeah, that shit, bro. Like I was like on a potato trying to grind, bro. That's what I'm saying. Making videos, like have my fucking YouTube channel up, and it keeps going on a loop.
Yo, do you still have that video?
It's probably unlisted somewhere. I don't know.
Yo, I kind of want to see that. That shit's so funny.
I'm pretty sure I deleted it because like someone already. I think Rakeem was someone saved it, and he kept like posting everywhere. I think it was Nio, yeah.
Yeah, that fucking.
Nio had that shit. Alright, bro. Thanks for having me, man. It's the first time Jonk has hosted the discussion. So, shit,
hey, man,
bro.
you might need to check out my One Piece one because I did host that discussion too.
It's not the level of my Draco Nation fucking host, but yeah.
Hey, we'll let the fans judge. We'll let the fans judge.
Alright, bro. Like, yeah, I don't know how like frequent we're gonna be doing this. We don't want to like.
I know Trippy's bitch ass. I still have to do it with him because this is the whole reason why we did this one. Because he's like, yo, when you guys doing this discussion? I'm like, well, we can do it after the chapter comes out. He's like, all right, bet. I'm out for 3 weeks. I'm down whenever.
And he fucking flies home.
Yeah.
I invite me for that. Like, if I'm up, I'm down to like.
Yeah.
Man, I was about to say. I usually get off around 2. I'm home around 4. So hit me up. We definitely got to have a discussion when this arc is over around the award ceremony time.
For sure.
We're not trying to flood the market with. We do quality over quantity, so like we take some gaps, but once we have them, it's some good shit. So like look out for them. It's up to like Jonkins as well.
No, for sure, bro. If you stayed around this long and you heard us talk all this shit, and then you're hearing us up until now, then you definitely have to sub. That's just ridiculous if you hear like a fucking 2-hour stream or however long it is and you don't sub.
That's peace from me. Anyone else? Steve-O?
What?
Anything to plug?
Shit. Go do whatever. Shit, I don't know.
What'd you think of the stream, Steve-O? You didn't really say much, but like you were like attentively listening, I bet.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't have much to add because he doesn't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember shit.
It's a little cool that you came over. Like, we're trying to Cass was in here. Cass Noya.
What?
Steve-O, you gotta read like the last 5 chapters before the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I need to read the whole arc.
For real. He needs to reread the whole series. Fuck that.
Wait.
I don't even remember what Ohan did.
Probably got that shit on like memorize it, everything. I'm like, yo, I can't remember that shit.
Oh yeah, I've reread Kingdom beginning to end like at 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I don't remember those like small details and stuff like that. What you do, props to you.
Alright, well, before I pull a Brago, peace. I'm gonna end this shit here.
Peace.